Hello everyone and welcome to another stream from Hugo's desk. Today we are here to do some more compositing. So thank you so much for all of you that have been here and were here on the last stream as well. So can't thank you enough. Today we're doing the second of these 3 streams I'm making with the Foundry. The first one was about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and it was mostly about CopyCat. Today we're going to continue the CopyCat extravaganza. And then on the last stream, we're going to go with the 3D system of Nuke as well. So I'm here at Hugo's desk. Thank you so much for being here. I'm streaming simultaneously on YouTube and on Twitch as well. I got my Foundry shirt, as you can see here, as well. And I got a scarf. Look, I got a scarf from the Foundry. Look at that. How cool is that? Well, actually, I just noticed now that it's an AMD scarf as well. So I did not notice before. But yeah, so thank you so much, the Foundry. They are the sponsors of this stream. Can't thank them enough for supporting the channel for this long and also for helping me making these streams a reality. So I can't thank enough to Julia and also to Jen for the amazing support they've been giving me over the years as well. And so today we're going to continue where we left off, really. But yeah, so I can see a lot of familiar faces on the chat as well. Don't forget that we are streaming on Twitch as well. But most of the chat usually happens on YouTube. So if you see the Twitch chat a bit empty, that's most likely because people are on YouTube chatting around. So today we're gonna do. It's all gonna be the continuation of the last stream that we did, and this will be basically CopyCat. I want to go through some more new findings that I found, mainly reusing the CopyCat systems that I've done, the machine learning systems I've done on other shots, such that are similar. I also want to talk about some specific things that I got from Foundry. So I was contacted by Foundry, and I really wanted to thank Adam Sherbensi. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Adam Sherbensi from the Foundry. He sent me a really lovely email, and he sent me a lot of feedback and a lot of notes for the stream ahead. So I have a lot of things to talk about in terms of benchmarks and in terms of quality, and also I want to talk about rescaling. I want to kind of talk about some CopyCat nodes that are not public on the CopyCat Cattery page. They are actually in GitHub as well, so I want to talk about that as well. So I have a bunch of things that I want to. It's a lot, and I'm assuming I'm not going to go through all of it, but to give an idea, I want to talk about checkpoints in training. I want to talk about ViTMatte as well, denoising, rescaling, depth generation with depth anything, depth pro and meters as well, depth anything version 2 as well. So there's a bunch of things to chat. There's a bunch of things to talk about. Hopefully I'll go through all of it, but you know, if we don't go through all of it, it's not a problem. We'll go through it on the next stream. So we still have 3 of these streams. We're going to do 3 of them, and this is just the second one. Without further ado, I just wanted to let you all know the Foundry is sponsoring this stream. So they've been so kind to giving us basically a free Nuke Indie license. And so the link is on the chats. I put them on both chats there. If you are interested on getting a Nuke Indie license, it's worth like £500 or something. So just head over to that link over there. And I think I'm covering the link. Sorry, apologize. Yeah, there you go. So just go to that link. I put it on the chat as well, or use the QR code as well. So, and as always, thank you so much, Foundry, for supporting the stream. I can't thank you enough for being there for me and supporting the channel like you do, day in and day out. Thank you so much. So that's going to be the giveaway we're going to be doing. I don't know, like in maybe 90 minutes from now or maybe 100 minutes from now or something like that. We're going to be doing it more towards the end of the stream. So I'm not entirely sure how long this stream will go. At the moment, I'm a bit tired, I'll be honest. I'm super tired. I think I prepared too much for this stream. I prepared too many things, and I've been like working late nights quite a lot. I've been working really late every night. And I'm also preparing something for tomorrow as well, because tomorrow I'm going to be at the Visual Effects Society at Amazon's headquarters to present for this event. And so that event is called Roto and Prep in the Age of AI. And this event is for the Visual Effects Society members. But don't worry, I got your back. I'm gonna be recording the stream, recording the event myself, and then I will publish it on YouTube as well. And that's why also I feel so tired, because I've been preparing this stream. I've also been preparing that thing that you have on the screen now for the Visual Effects Society. So I have a keynote presentation for that, and then I'm doing classes for my students for the CopyCat as well. So I'll be honest, I'm exhausted. So we'll see how long we'll go today. I am feeling quite tired. I think I've been sleeping like 5 hours a night or something. Working really late into night. It's always this problem with me. I always prepare too much, and then I have way too many stuff to show, and then I never get to show all of it, and so it's a problem. It is a problem, but you know, like just take it easy. I'll try to show everything I have, and if I can't show it, I'll show it next time. You know, we'll be fine. We'll be fine, and keep going the questions now. Keep in mind that I'm alone, okay? There's no one else here. So if you don't get if I don't answer your question right away, you know, remember, I'm alone. Here it is. There's no one else here. It's just me. There's no one else behind there. There's no one next to me. There's no one behind me. I'm the only one here. And so keep in mind that I'm going to try to get to your questions as best as I can, but I don't have a moderator. I don't have well, sometimes I have a moderator. Sometimes Sujal is on the chat, but it's not mandatory, of course. And I can't thank him enough for always doing that. But yeah, so I'll try to answer as much as I can. And if you have a question during this stream, and if you didn't get an answer for it, just post it again. It's not a problem. I don't mind that you spam the question. We'll go through it, and we'll talk a bit about it, and it's not a problem at all. So yeah, thank you so much. Okay, cool. So one last thing I wanted to just mention is that I'm gonna announce today. It's actually the first announcement. So my online courses are currently on Black Friday, because it's almost Black Friday, and so that's why I'm making a Black Friday special. So if you head on to my page, my Shopify page, you can get both of my courses for 60% off. You can either buy them individually at 60% off, or you could get the bundle. There's a bundle there, and it's even cheaper. So yeah, so it's the bunker. Yes, Sneakies, that's right. It's the bunker. Like Ian usually says, welcome to the bunker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mood. You have a really long name. Kasimanmood 7876. You love your streams, and you always try to catch one live. Thank you so much for saying that. Much appreciated. Yeah, so if you guys are interested, my course is 60% off right now. And you're saying you're comping a shot from my course. That's right. That's really good. That's really nice. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, so, and of course, don't worry. Just like last time, all of this will be available on YouTube. So if you go back, you can still go to my channel, and you can actually watch the entire last stream with chapters as well. Just to round up everything today, one last thing I want to just mention is that the next stream, so that you know, in case you don't know, will be on the 25th of November. That's the next time I'll be online with the Honest Showroom reviews. That will be the last Honest Showroom reviews of the year. And then on the 9th of December, we'll be doing more Nuke, but that will be the 3D system, the new 3D system of Nuke 17. And also, if you want to join me for a more relaxing stream, this Friday, I'm going to be streaming some games. I'm going to be playing some games on stream. So I'll be looking into By Sweet Carol, The Thing Remastered, and Silent Hill F as well. So if you want to join me on Friday, I'll be there. I'll be here. I'll be here for a couple of hours just playing some games. No Nuke, no compositing, nothing. Just like some relaxing stuff. Louise is asking, is the new course about CopyCat? Well, it's not a new course. This is my course. I keep updating it. So this course keeps evolving. I just published some workshop classes a couple of months ago. A few months before that, I've published other workshop classes as well. So I keep updating it and adding more classes to it. So there will be an entire CopyCat chapter for this course. That's what I'm making. That's why I'm so tired. That's why I've been sleeping so less, and because I'm preparing for this stream. And everything you see today here is actually part of this course. And so that's why I'm preparing all these assets, because then on the course I go through them very deeply as well. So yeah, so it's not a CopyCat course. It's just I'm gonna add more stuff to the course I already have. That's kind of where it is. Cool. Well, and of course, last but not least, if you want to support my channel, you can go to consider becoming a Patreon. You get some excellent perks. You can have private calls with me. You can have some mentoring calls as well if you want to, or you can have some exclusive videos as well. I have some exclusive videos only for Patreon there as well. The links are on the chat as well if you want, if you're interested. And you can also become a member on my channel on the YouTube channel as well, and you get some perks as well there. So like I said, I'm alone. It's just me. There's no one else here, so everything, all the donations, all the Patreons go to the running of the show. That's what happens here. So it's all to run my streams and to actually run the whole thing. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about today, and I'm going to try my best to go through it as much as I can. So the first thing I wanted to go through is that I now have a different setup. So after talking with Adam from the Foundry, I've of course discovered with him that AMD for Mac, Intel, is not fully supported. And so remember, last time we did the stream, I was having some benchmark problems, and I was having some performance problems on my Mac. And so, I was only using one of my GPUs for some reason, and so that's something that I discussed with Adam, and he helped me a little bit with that. And basically, the gist of it is that CopyCat right now supports Mac Intel, but it's very slow support. So basically, the support is too slow, and the graphic card is not fully utilized. And so, if you have a Mac, you must much more well served with M1, M2, M3, and M4. Those are really fast, and I've tested that on my laptop. I have a laptop with an M1, and it's really fast to process CopyCat and machine learning. So if you have a Mac, the Apple Silicon would be the way to go. I don't have Apple Silicon on my Mac Pro. It doesn't really matter, because now I got another machine. So now I have this thing here, which is on this desk here. This is a Lenovo laptop. Basically, it's a Lenovo laptop, a ThinkPad, and I have it set up so that I can actually show it on my screen. So I can either be on that's my Mac Pro, so that's the Mac Pro that I was using last time. Sorry, I've zoomed in by mistake. Sorry. I need to not zoom in. So that's the Mac Pro I was using last time with the 2 GPUs, which are excellent for DaVinci, but not really excellent for Nuke. So although they show up, that's the weird thing that I was going through with Adam, is that you see here CopyCat does show up, and it does say that there are two GPUs there, and it's incredibly fast on DaVinci, super fast on DaVinci. But somehow the metal implementation on CopyCat inside the Foundry and Nuke is not as fast. So I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why that is happening, since DaVinci and Blackmagic are utilizing the full force of these 2 GPUs. But somehow CopyCat is not. And so I'll continue discussing with the Foundry why that's the case, and why can't they leverage more power into it, since other applications can actually harness the power of that. But yeah, like I was saying, now I have another machine. So I have, let's see here, I have a little switcher here. So that's the other machine I was talking about, and this is the Lenovo Nuke running on that Lenovo. And basically, this machine has a GPU. Basically, it has an NVIDIA RTX 490. So that's what I have here, and it's really fast. It's like right now I'm seeing like 3 times faster sometimes 4 times faster. So when I'm processing CopyCat, I get about 4 times faster with this NVIDIA laptop, which is a really powerful, it's a really beefy laptop. It has 64 gigs of RAM, and it has like a really high-end i7, Intel i7 V Pro, but it has a 490 with 16 gigs of RAM. So far, it's been about 3 to 4 times faster than my single AMD on my Mac Pro, and that's really the the problem with only picking up one of the GPUs that the Foundry are telling me, that Adam was telling me about. Adam also told me that there's not a lot of people in the world using an AMD Mac. I guess I'm one of them. So there's not a lot of people. I understand that most studios use Linux, and they use Windows machines. But I use a Mac Pro because of DaVinci, really, because DaVinci it just flies on the Mac Pro, and so I just because DaVinci is probably the software I use the most because of YouTube, because of editing, and because of the podcast. I kind of like went with a machine that would be appropriate for DaVinci. So that's kind of where I am right now. So yeah, so I'll be jumping between these two machines. So I have like the Mac Pro here, and then I have the PC here. So I'll be jumping between. So apologies for that I'll be jumping around between the systems. And one thing I wanted to note as well is that for me to be able to open the same scripts, and this is just a little pointer for you to do, I had to go here to the preferences of Nuke. So on the preferences of Nuke, I've mapped my hard drives, and so on my Mac, I'm basically using this folder here, which is a volume called footage, and then I am using also a volume called RAID. Those are both the most fastest volumes I have on my Mac Pro. Now on my Windows machine, it's a bit different, and so if I go to the Windows machine real quick here, so I have, they're mounted as network inside my machine. I have like a wired cable, and as you can see, I have my RAID system here, and I have my footage system here. So these are mounted, but instead of being called footage, they have like the IP number running here. So I had to, like inside of Nuke, also to map those. So on both Nukes, I've mapped them so that you see volumes footage goes to Z, volumes RAID goes to Y, volume sniper goes to X. And so every time I open something on one machine, then it automatically reloads on the other machine. I don't have to change the paths. They're always the same. So this is a really great way to have 2 machines or 3 machines or 4 machines, because you can just map them all individually, and then all of them will open the same thing. They will all open the same. There is a caveat with this, by the way, and I hopefully, if Adam is watching, there is one caveat with this. For some reason, when I open a CopyCat thing, so let me just open a CopyCat script here. So if I go, for example, to... Well, I'll open the one that I was going to go through today with you, so I'll open that one. So when I open this one, there's a caveat. Everything gets rearranged and relinked, which is great, except the CopyCat node. So, which is a bit strange. Is it open now? Oh yeah, sorry. So you see, this is the only problem. You see, this I've last opened this script on my PC. Sorry, I need to like turn on my Wacom tablet. Yeah, there we go. It was sleeping. My Wacom tablet. It likes to sleep. So basically, hello. Okay. So basically, the last time I opened the script was on my Windows machine, and as you can see, all the links are correct. And so it automatically maps all the links correctly to my Mac, and as it should. The only problem is here, the CopyCat node. The CopyCat node here, I'll show you. It's really slow. Why is it so slow? I'm not sure why it's taking so much time to load. I might just oh, okay, I wasn't clicking on the right window. Sorry about that. So you see that the data directory of CopyCat is not switching, and so that's a problem. You know, that is a problem, because it should, everything else, the script, the other nodes, the 3D, the files, the footage, everything kind of like, if I go to my footage here, you see the footage. The footage, it's not clicking. Why is my Wacom tablet not clicking? Okay, you see the footage here. It's correct. You see volumes footage, and if I go to my Windows machine, it would be X footage. But the read nodes get mapped, but then the data directory where I'm storing the CopyCat machine learning data, it's not changing. And this becomes a problem because now I have to manually change it. And this also becomes a problem for the inference. You see, the inference nodes are also on the wrong... Well, this one isn't because I think I did this last time. But I think there was one of here, one that was wrong. Well, I don't know which one it was. But it was just one that I just showed that was off. And so the inferences and the CopyCat node are not switching. Now I need to ask the Foundry about this and Adam about this. Nikki's is asking, Hugo, can you ask Adam if it's possible to implement a screencast of keyboard keys for Nuke Indie? A screencast of keyboard keys. I don't know what that is. I stream and I would like viewers to see the keys I'm typing. Oh wow, that's a really cool thing. Is that something that can be done as an application, as an actual plugin, or are you asking the Foundry to implement? Let me ask you this, Nikki's. Is the Blender implementation actually native to Blender, or is it just someone made a plugin? Yeah, I'll leave you with that question actually. So yeah. Mood 78. DaVinci always runs smoothly for me, but Nuke just crashed. Yeah, you know, like Nuke is like a Formula 1 car. You know, like it is like that. I would say that, well, except if it's a Ferrari. And then if it's a Ferrari, it's not. But yeah, I'll leave you with that question, Nikki's. So yeah, so that's the only problem that I'm experiencing. So last time I spoke about this shot, you know, remember we did this shot, and I did 30,000, I believe, 30,000, I think it was 30,000 epochs, I believe. And so I'm not sure why it's not clicking correctly. So yeah, I think, well, it's at 50, but I believe it finished. Well, you see, it didn't link again. So this is really annoying that I have to like, yeah, I need to like tell them to change this. So you see, now I have to move it automatically. So yeah, I think I went to 50,000 in total. I think that's what I did last time. And I got a flawless result. Like I got a really good result. Now, as a reference, because I just did the benchmark, this setup that I did last time took about 5 hours on my Mac Pro, 5 or 6 hours. And on my laptop, it took about 2 hours. And so it's what I was saying. It's about 3 to 4 times faster on an RTX 490. If I had 2 RTXs, it would be faster. Now, Adam also explained to me that I could distribute the renders, and so I could have both of them rendering at the same time. But I did not manage to get that to work because it's so complicated. It is so damn complicated to run like the farm and that I just gave up, and I just set it up as an extra machine, and that's it. Like I only have 2 machines anyway, so there's no point well, I have other Macs here, but they're not supported anyway. So there's no point of me going to the trouble of spending hours and hours trying to sort out the farm because it was so overcomplicated. Peter Milner asks, "Hey Hugo, Blender has the same sort of thing whenever a user clicks mouse buttons or keys on the keyboard, they come up in white at the bottom of the screen so people can follow what's going on." That's really cool. I didn't know this. Thanks, Peter. Thanks for the note. I had no idea this was a thing. This is a really good idea, actually, especially for tutorials and training. That's an excellent idea. Yeah, I'm gonna ask them if they will do it or not. I don't know. Like, we'll see. So yeah, so last time I was talking to you about this, and so I started thinking, okay, can I use the same data that I just run into other shots? And so remember last time we actually did that as a test. We had it with different shots, and it actually did an okay job. It had some issues, but it did an okay job. But then I started thinking, what if I use other types of shots? And so I have here all these different takes. And so I have other takes of the same actress, but she's doing a lot of different stuff on it. So, and I'll show you the kind of stuff that she's doing. So let's say, so for example, in here, she's coming into the room. In there, on this one, I'm having a problem on clicking. This is really annoying because I'm, I'm clicking on things and they don't happen. Why is that? This is so strange. I'm my keyboard is like, sorry guys. What is happening here? Okay, now it looked like it suddenly just woke up. I'm like clicking on stuff and they don't really do. Is that working now? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Sorry, I think my keyboard just lost connection or something. Okay. That's it. This is a live stream, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay. Louise says, how can I set correctly my Nuke settings performance, keeping in mind my PC set? You mean the performance of Nuke on the actual preferences? Is that what you mean? We can go through that in a second. I can open it once I go back to Windows. Just remind me and I can go through that. Okay, so the add-on is not native to Blender. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, that's probably what is going to be what the Foundry is going to say. You know, they're going to say like, oh, we can't really do that, and someone else has to do it, and we just have to like convince some other developer to do that. I'm sure that's possible to do somehow. But yeah, so I was saying, like, I have a bunch of shots here, and they're all kind of range, different movements, and she's opening them out in different places. You know, she's like talking and doing things, and you know, sometimes she's looking to the right, sometimes she's looking to the left. There's also this one as well here, which kind of like operated in a very different mindset of this. And so the reason I'm showing this is because Adam started talking to me and saying, oh, why don't you use the same data that you had as a starting point for that? I tried that, and that is actually run here. So if you go to CopyCat, yeah, if you go to CopyCat, you see you can basically have a checkpoint. So you could have a checkpoint, and then it can link to another point. And so basically you can use other shots to feed data into it. I ended up not being able to get that to work, and so I need to investigate a bit more how that works, because it wasn't really fully operational when last time I did. But what I did was I started looking into doing just one shot, and now so I was experimenting trying to get this shot to be painted. And so what I did was I picked different frames. I picked that frame here, I picked this frame, mainly trying to get like when she's looking to one side, when she's looking to the other side. Then in here is this when it's blurred and with the mouth closed. And then I tried with the focused shot as well. Then I tried when she has the mouth closed with the focused shot. Then I did a completely sideways clip as well. And then that's coming from another take. So you see, I have this take, and then I'm feeding into the CopyCat model a second take. That was my next experiment, trying to see if I can actually put a bunch of shots into it, which apparently it works according to the documentation. But I you know, documentation is one thing and doing it is another. And so I basically did it myself and see if that's what could work. So as I was showing you, I have that frame, this frame, this frame, this frame, this frame, and this frame from that take, and then from this take, which is this take here, I then picked that frame. I picked that frame. I picked this one, a very blurry left side one, and then a non-blurred left side as well. And then I have a right side with a little blur, and then a non-blurred right side as well, which is almost a side shot as well. And so I didn't process all of this. So I believe I did. I need to link it again because, of course, it got unlinked. So let me just check how much that I do here. So I can't remember. So yeah, I went all the way to 15K. I should have run the system longer, and this was done on the Windows machine, because I did like about 15K OpEx. I think I need to like do 25 until I'm very happy, but I kind of ran out of time because of the stream today, so I was doing this last night, and I just need to like pump more hours into this thing to see if it can actually do it. And so the results were really nice. Like I'll show you. So... Sorry, where is it? Okay, here it is. Okay, so I think these are the, yeah, so then this is what I've come up with. So I did the inference, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. And so remember last time we talked about this, the cool thing about CopyCat is that you do one shot, and you spend a lot of hours on that shot, and then in theory, you could do the inference to run on all the other shots by itself. That's the theory. And of course, it depends on how much epochs you do on the CopyCat, and all of this is covered on the last stream. So if you guys are not really fully understanding what I'm talking about, just go and watch part 1, because I go through all those things on part 1, and so now this is part 2. And you can always watch them. They're on YouTube, they're free, and they have chapters. So you can go to the chapters and check those topics and everything. And so I was really surprised by the result of this thing. So I'll show you. And so this is one shot. I'll put this on input. And then I had, this is the inference. Now, I've pre-cached them, but for some reason they're not pre-caching again. Not sure why. So I'll just like, they should have been cached before. So I'm not sure why they're not cached. I promise, guys, I did cache this before. Not sure why Nuke is not caching. Yeah, I just did this. Oh man, I'm having a lot of technical issues, aren't I? Like, you see that? Like, I have it in cached mode. It should have cached. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open on my Windows machine to see if that could. No, well, wait a minute. We'll keep talking. This will eventually show up, and then we can kind of like talk about it. Well, or maybe instead of us waiting for all this caching to happen, I can just like do it in the background while we answer some questions. But for now, I will just like show you the results. So that's kind of on that shot, and so it did a really good job. It actually took away. It did some poor things with the grain, so I need to like. Definitely needs to be applied and trained without grain. So that's the next step that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna denoise the plate, and then I'm going to try to see if I can get better results with the denoised training. And then once the denoised training is happening, because you see I'm having a lot of problems with the noise. If you go to distance, you don't really notice it, but when you start really playing it back close by, you start to notice that there are some grain problems. But overall, it's a great setup. So this was the original shot that I trained from the very beginning. Now, then I picked up this shot. This shot is a completely different shot, a completely different take. So that's take 140. This is take 80. So this is a completely different shot. And then I used the same inference from that, and again, it gave me really good results. And I believe if I'm not mistaken, it actually worked on the entire shot except like when it was really blurry. I'm so annoyed that this was cached and now it's not cached. This is really driving me nuts because I'm trying to show you this, and now I'm and now it doesn't really work. I really thought the caching was gonna work. I'm really surprised that it didn't. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna like render them. Why not? Might as well, because then it's faster for me to like go through it and really talk more deeply into this. So while I'm rendering these things with you guys here, just feel free to ask me questions. I'm very happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'm just gonna like, so that will be. I'm really having problems with click. Man, I'm having so many technical issues. I can't click for the life of me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna close Nuke because I think this Nuke is crashed. I'm gonna close it because I can't click on things. Just gonna close it, and then open it again. So annoying that this is like not. I'm clicking on things and they don't click. What's that about? I never seen that before. That's a new thing. Yeah, apologies for that. You guys all know how this is. It is very common that we have, you know, like, this is our stream. Usually, this is my stream. It is a garbage truck on fire. I do apologize for that. I promise that hopefully it doesn't. It gets better after this. That's at least my hope. You know, that it always gets better. Let's see if I can get it to run now, and if it actually clicks on stuff. Okay, so I think it's now smoother. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. I was clicking on things and they didn't click. That was really, really annoying. Imagine you clicking and clicking and clicking and you can't get it to click. I was like, it was really driving me nuts. But now it looks like it's working. So that is 80. Okay, so that's 87 and then that's 80. Okay, so I'm gonna just like do this by the book, as usual. CopyCat version 7, save, and that would be like this. And now that's version 80. No, that's 140. Sorry, apologies. That's 140. That needs to be 140. So 140, no, 140, and now, yeah, that's now correct. 140, save, and now I'm gonna render. And you're screaming. You're laughing at me. Mood78 is asking, I need some good ideas for plates to film myself at home for my show reel. Hey man, do you have a camera? If you have a camera, like, it's always possible to do some cool stuff, you know, like, what kind of camera do you have so that you can shoot some stuff? Gabriel Wolf on Twitch is saying screencast keys is the Blender app on that you need to activate. I wonder, Gabriel, and again, thank you so much, Gabriel, for letting me know on the Twitch chat. I wonder if the developers of screencast keys on Blender, if the developers would be interested on doing a Nuke one. Maybe I need to find that then. You have a Lumix Z7. Which one is that? I never know the names of the cameras because they keep changing names all the time. I'll check what that is. I might need to put my. You see, this is 94 degrees. It's already on It was already on 94 degrees. My CPU on 96. I need to be careful. I had to pump up the fans because the GPU is going nuts here. It's going to 95, 96 degrees. I don't want it to go to 100 degrees, so I just pumped up my fans to the maximum, so the temperature can lower. This is the thing you need to be careful on machine learning. Always be very careful with the temperatures because it's it really drives the temperatures up. Like when I was doing it on my laptop here on my PC, man, the machine was melting on my table. Like, Jesus. Okay, so that's the machine you're talking about. It's the machine, right? The Lumix Z7. So that's okay, cool. So that's 16 megapixels machine. Yeah, this is excellent, man. You can do 4K video on it, up to 24 frames. Yeah, it should be more than enough. Does it have like a nice? Does it have a RAW setting or something that you can record in RAW? The best quality possible or something like that. You were laughing at my truck. Thanks. I'm glad that you're entertained. My truck is going on the background, you see. Like if I can put it up again, see, it's just looping on the background. So just in case I need it, I can just click on it and go for it. So it is always available at all times. It's like a source of video coming through to my stream, and I can just jump to it as, you see. Just like destroying the algorithm of YouTube now. They're not sure what this is. Okay, so let's just continue with this. I know this is a bit boring that I'm like rendering stuff, but I wasn't expecting this not to work. It's everything always kind of doesn't work, isn't it? Like it's always like it kind of works, but it kind of doesn't. It's always so funny. But this is gonna take only like 2 minutes each, and gives me the opportunity to talk to you guys, and also like to actually go through some other stuff that I want to do. So I'll leave it on the background while this is running. I think that will be the best solution for this, because then I can run other things as well at the same time. Yeah, I swear to God, guys, I cached all of this and now it's not here. So I'm like machine. The Nuke is letting me down. Nuke is letting me down, man. That's not cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna do 80 as well. Input, yeah. So, yeah, you does it have vlog? Yeah. So if you nobody has Cinelike, yeah, that's cool. Cinelike would be enough. But sorry, sorry if I lost something. But are you using 3 operating systems? No, I'm just using 2. Just using 2. I only have like my this is the MacBook, the Mac Pro that I'm running right now on the screen. And then as I was saying, like I have like I got like this laptop here, a ThinkPad, a Lenovo ThinkPad, and this laptop it has a Quadro. An RTX 490, so that's what I've been using as a background processing machine for my machine learning setups as well. So yeah, you filmed some plates before. That's cool, man. You should just use them then. Okay, while we're waiting for this, I'm going to open up other things. So I have another shot that I can show you while we're waiting for this. So we're going to go through this shot here. So because I kind of did the same thing there as well. And so while we're waiting for this to be rendered, the cool thing about having a Mac Pro with 300 gigs of RAM is that I can open as many nukes as I want. That's the advantage of having 300 and... Right now I have 332 gigs free. So I can have as many nuke scripts as I want. It's gonna be fine. He's not gonna even break a sweat. That's the advantage of having so much RAM. That is something that I've missed on the laptop, on the PC laptop here, because it only has 64 gigs of RAM. So okay, so I ended up doing the same with this dude here. So this dude here, we talked about him last time. And he also had a bunch of dots on all the screens as well. And so I did a much more advanced thing with him. Just going to keep notice on this. There's still 50 seconds to go. So found a beautiful I found a beautiful with long hair to key. You found someone with long hair. That's great. It's always best for you to find someone that is bald, you know. I'm just gonna like I'm sorry, I'm just like gonna mute because I need to like sneeze. Just give me a second. Apologies for that. I'm always a bit under the weather. Like it's I'm not sure what's going on with me. It's probably old age. That's probably it. That's probably what it is. Okay, so now this is done as well. So I probably should start like reading them in as well, so that it can cache as well. So that would be 140. That's that one. I need to probably open up the cache and caches. There you go. And then I have this one here, which is 80. I have 80 now, which is also cached. And then I have this one, which I'm going to do now as well. Okay, cool. So, well, this is going to be 4 minutes. So I'm going to continue going here. So, as I was saying, like last time we did this, I think it was a quite large, I left it several days. Several hours, like going through, and we had a lot of frames. Like I really went to town with him because I had to have a lot of references. So I ended up doing this frame here. I ended up painting that frame because it was a blurred. This is the thing I was talking to you about last stream. You kind of want to pick the best frames that have to do with movement. So that's a moving down with blur. Then I have moving to the side. Then I have moving with the mouth open, then I have with the mouth closed, squishing his eyes, then I have squishing his eyes with the side, opening the mouth, going up, and then going down with the blur again, and then I have to the side as well, and I think those are the crops, that's right. So then I have crop, so that he knows what to crop between them. And then I have a graded version as well, and then I have a transformed, the scaled version for different sizes. And so this entire thing was processed offline, of course, so I'm not gonna do it here. And I think I went all the way to, let's have a look, went all the way to 53,000 epochs. Didn't get a really stable one, but you know, it was okay. Let's just see, this is still 50 seconds to go. And so, oh, now I have both of them open at the same time. Oh, it's... Ah, man, don't do this to me. Why is he not swapping? Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, so I then picked up this and I figured, okay, how much... You remember last time I showed you, but I have 4 other shots. And this is why I was telling you to... It's a patience game, really, with CopyCat. You just have to kind of pick the best frames and see if you can find frames when he's looking to the side, when he's looking up, when he's motion blurred. And as much as you can to try to deal with other shots. And so, for example, I trained everything on that shot, which was shot 10. I trained all on shot... No, sorry, I trained everything on shot 30. That was the shot that I trained on. So shot 30... Where is shot 30? I don't even have shot 30 here. Sorry, just a second. Yes, exactly. So that's shot 30. And that's shot 30, and I forgot to put an inference for shot 30 as well. We're going to have the same issue with this one, but I don't need to play it back since I'm rendering these ones already, and so you guys can kind of know what I mean. So I don't think I need to do them all. I might just do them on these ones. I'm just going to like... There's only 2 renders to go here, and then I can just like do that one. I could have... Yeah, I forgot about that. I could have numbered the right nodes. You guys know that? Like, you can put a render order here, and then it renders all of them. I should have done that. But it doesn't matter. It's just a minute to go. So, yeah. So, it was all processed with this shot in mind. So, that was the shot I machine learned from. And the objective would be to know, okay, how much of it can it go to that shot, and then to this shot, and then to this shot, and then to this shot. So these are the... On this short film, the Baby Teach short film, this dude, this actor, shows up five times. And at the time, like, we did the whole painting by hand. We had several artists working on this thing. And so it took a while. It was like several days. I can't even remember how long it was for a shot. And so... The cool thing about this is that it really worked. Like, so this is for the inference of this one. So if you just give it a second, you see, as you can see, it did a really good job with the cleanup. And this actually did a better job with the grain than last time. And so that's the cleanup of that shot. And then on other takes, it also worked. So I was really surprised to see that actually just the training data that I did on one single shot, which was shot 30, actually transferred around quite nicely to different shots. So you see, this is a much closer shot. That's a different shot, and actually also cleaned up with some variations. You see, there's a little bit of a problem here, and this has to do with the fact I still think it has to do with the grain. So I still need to experiment that and see how that goes. And in the meantime, didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm just going to like read this one here and go to... So that would be... that's 120. Yeah. So that's... sorry, 140, 80, 100, and 120. So 127. Okay, so yeah, that's the new version. And then last but not least, I have 160. And that's the last one that I'm going to do here for this. And so continuing this, so it worked really well for the second shot, and I have the third shot here, which is he's looking at the side. It worked really well as well on that shot as well. And then I have another one, which is a bit further away, but he's like looking in different places. And as you can see, like it also worked really well as well with the inference. And then I have this one, which is another close-up, closer to shot 30, which of course it's going to work fine because it's so similar to shot 30. And so the cool thing about this is that it took me like several hours to set all of this up and to paint all those frames and to paint the individual frames. But the results speak for themselves. I got like 5 shots out of it. So I think what everyone has to start understanding, oh, cool, Gabriel, you've just mentioned who did the keycast. Oh, you have a keycaster for... You found the keycaster for Nuke. Oh my God. Key Viz. That's awesome. Oh man, thanks. Thanks, Gabriel. That's awesome. Look at that. You found it. That's the one. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. So that's a free open source for keys on real time. So that would be what we would need then. Oh, this is awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. I'll post it on the chat so that... so, Gabriel, thank you so much for that. Gabriel Wolf on Twitch just sent me this. So that's for Windows, I believe. And then for the Mac, I have... that would be key... Sorry to interrupt. I just thought that this was actually quite cool. Keystroke visualizer. So that's KeyCast, I guess, caster or something like that. So, thank you so much, my friend Gabriel. You just made my day. This is awesome. I'm gonna install this next time and have it running on my streams. That is fantastic. Man, GitHub is the best, isn't it? It's so cool. Okay, so I was saying this should also be done as well now. So if I go to the other shot, it should be also done. So that's 160 copycat here. So that's 160. So you see, the cool thing about this is that now you just have to have a different approach. So next time you were evaluating a shot and you get a client asking you for doing something, it would be much nicer for you to kind of if you find yourself, and this is really important. So if you're bidding for something like this, if you're going to start bidding for shots, the next time you get okay, here's 25 shots of this same actor. So imagine that you have this actor that shows up 5 times, and then I have this actress that shows up 6 times. She actually shows up 6 times. Did I render the last one? No, I did not. I don't think I rendered that one. Did I render that one? No, I did not. That's the last one. So the next time you quote for something like this, I would advise you to rethink the way you're quoting. So if you're quoting painting and roto for, especially painting like this, if you're quoting for one shot and then you think, okay, well, if one shot took 2 days, then of course, let's say the shot takes 1 day. If it's 5 shots, it's 5 days. So the next time you need to quote, you need to start thinking differently. You need to start thinking, okay, if I deploy CopyCat and I deploy machine learning, I probably could do this in 2 days, but all of them. So instead of taking 5 days, I might take 2 days because I need 1 day to really go deep into the machine learning processing and try. And what I would recommend you all is the setup that I have now here, which is you have one machine where you're doing all the work, and then you just dump everything on the second machine for rendering, so that you can continue working. So the machine learning keeps processing on that machine. That is the ideal scenario for something like this, I would say. And this is what I've been doing, for the last few days. I'll show you. While I was, I don't need to load it. I can show you the recordings. So because I've been recording for my classes, I've been recording everything I've been doing, so that I can present it into the classes and make the classes. So I think it was, no, it's not these ones. It would have been this one. So no, that's not. That's later. I'm going to show that later. You see that? So this is my Windows box, just processing this and going all the way to, I think I went to 55 epochs. It was 3 hours or something. And so while I had this on the background, I continued working on other things. So that would be the ideal scenario, would be to have a second machine. So for me, I would advise to have a second machine. The second machine could be, my advice, if you're a Mac environment, you should just get a Mac Studio or a Mac Mini as a background render machine. If you get an M4 or an M3, you can really pump, really go for a lot of cores for machine learning. And so if you, for example, go to, so that you can have a separate machine just to process. So if I'm running on a Mac, I would advise to either go with the Mac Studio. That would be one way, or a Mac Mini. A Mac Mini would go, and when picking the Mac Mini, for example, I would kind of go with whatever you can find that has the most cores of processing in machine learning. So that would be, if you go here and you have the M4s and the M4 Pros, you see you have 16-core GPU or you have 10-core GPU. So the more GPU cores, the better. So you see in here, you would get, if I select this and I go here, you see 16-core neural engine. That's what you want, the neural engine, so that you can process as fast as possible with that core. Now, on Windows is a completely different approach. On Windows, you would need to get a separate box or a laptop, like I did. In this case, I got a Lenovo ThinkBox. So this was the Lenovo ThinkPad. Sorry, not ThinkBox, ThinkPad. And this is the, which is the name of it? I think it's the I can't remember now. The T14? Is it the T14? I can't remember. I believe it's the T14. I can't remember now, top of my head. It's, yeah, I think, yeah, that's right. It's this one. So this is the T14 that I have here with me. And the picking with this was to get something that would have the best graphic card. Oh, my God. Stop bothering me. So it would be something to try to get the best graphic card you can find. So basically get the stuff that has the most VRAM, the most processing power. Everything else doesn't matter. It's just the processing power. And this would be like a background machine for all of this, you know. So that would be the objective for all of this. Now, okay, so is this rendered? Yes, it is rendered. So I'm just going to like load it up. And so that would be 190. So that would be my advice to get, that's the setup I'm running here. So that's, I have my main machine where I work, and then I dump renders of machine learning to this laptop. So this laptop is not something I'm using, you know, like I'm going to put a wider shot here so you can actually see it a bit better. So that's the machine. So that's the, sorry, that's probably better for you to see. That's the laptop I'm talking about. So that's the laptop I'm using. Just, and the reason I got a laptop is because it's just easier to have it with me, you know. So if I need to take it to a conference, so if I need to, so it would just be my background machine. Although I think in the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Mac Mini, because it's even tinier. It's like a really small thing. That's kind of my, but before I get a Mac Mini, I think I need to like start thinking about seeing the performances with the M4s and kind of waiting for that. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. All of this conversation doesn't matter. Whatever you can find to make the best out of it, that would be the ideal. Even if you have a secondary machine, I always advise everyone to have two machines because you can be editing on one machine and rendering on the other machine. You can be rendering on the machine and then you can be compositing on the machine. It's just a better setup. And to run through the machines, I have this thing called Synergy, and so Synergy allows me to like seamlessly use the same mouse and the same keyboard. You see, I have my MacBook here, and then I can go directly to my laptop, and I'm using the same mouse and the same laptop. I'm using the same mouse and the same keyboard. I don't have to have two keyboards and two mouses. I'm using the same thing. And so that's a much easier setup. And you can have up to 4 or 5 machines with this. You could have another machine on the side here. This is just to tell you where that machine is located. So you can say the machine is on this side or on this side. So when you go with the mouse, I have it on this side so that when I go that way, the mouse shows up on this side. I can't show you that. I don't think I can show you. Can I show you that? I don't think I can show you because even if I go here, yeah, maybe I can. So you see my mouse is here right now on my Mac. And as I go to this side, you see the mouse is here. You see? The mouse is now here and my keyboard is also working. And then if I go to that side, my mouse is now here. So I can move the mouse. The only downside with all of this is that the Mac has command control and command V, and the PC is control, and so it really drives me nuts when I'm clicking on the wrong thing. But you know, it's a matter of you getting used to it. Okay, so as I was saying, on this shot here, it worked really well, and it actually worked on all the shots. All the shots worked really well. I'll answer your question in a minute, Carlos, about the grain. Don't worry. I'll before we go to the break. Need to do a break because we've been running for an hour, but I'll go to you in a second. So yeah, I'll show you in a second the performance as well. So one thing at a time. I have 2 questions, so one thing at a time. So, and on this shot, it didn't work as perfectly. So I'll show you what I mean. So you see, on this shot, which was the one that I trained, worked fine. So that is not a problem. It worked really well. Let me just need to like make it a bit bigger so you guys can see it a bit bigger. Come on, not clicking again. Come on, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Okay, so as you can see, it worked flawlessly. So that's the training data, the shot, minus the grain thing. It worked really well. Now that is really good, and even cleaned up the markers on the wall. You see that? That's also cleaned up as well, because I had that clean up on the original shot as well. Now on this one here, let's have a look. So this one here, it kind of worked. So there's a couple of problems, as you can see here. So if you look closely, you see that? When it goes really blurry, the frames show up again. So what does this mean to me? This means that on the CopyCat setup, I need to go in and actually paint, like I need to paint one frame that is extreme motion blur. So because I don't have that on the training data, so I probably would go in and paint this frame and add it and then resume training, because that's the only frame. As long as you see it's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes away and it's good again, and then it's all good except there's one dot there on the neck. You see that? Like there is something on the neck there, and there's 2 dots here. So it's not perfect on this take, but it's already a starting point, because from this point, you could, I mean, what you could do is you could just go frame by frame and just paint those things. And this is why I was saying that it's a different approach for quoting, because it's not like you're going to track or you're going to like paint the whole thing. You're probably just going to paint a few nodes. Yes, Gabriel, Google is still good. I still only use Google, man. Google is fantastic. I have no quorums, and I have no beef with Google. I have no beef whatsoever with Google. I don't know why people are so pissed with Google all the time. I need to like do one thing though. Need to like make a note as well. I'm gonna forget this thing that you sent me. Yeah, so I'm just like writing it down here so that I don't forget it. And again, thank you so much for letting me know. This was brilliant. It was really brilliant. Thank you so much. It was really helpful. Love our community. So yeah, so as I was saying, like, okay, so this shot worked fine with but I have like 6 frames that it didn't work. And then if I go to this one has more problems, because you see, I never trained him to be this side. But you see, as soon as she moves, you see, it doesn't even do anything. Because why? Because I never trained the data set to see the nose from this side. So see, this one is completely failed. This actually failed. That entire shot failed on my inference. But it's okay, you know, like you would just have to like go into the system and put this frame as well. And then this one here, as you can see, it worked really nice, except for a few things. Again, never trained him to be on the side. So you see, you still have 1 dot there. You have 1, 2, 3 dots. But as you can see here, it cleaned up most of them. It cleaned up all the ones on the front, except the grain thing. And it didn't clean up these 2 and that one, because the data set doesn't know that existed. It's the same thing with this. You see, this one, it actually cleaned up these 3. It just didn't clean up the ones on the nose. Because again, like I said, it didn't know what was there. And then finally, I have this one here. Then finally I have this one. So this one here is quite interesting. So as you can see, it did a really good job, even with the occluded thing there. I don't think she moves much. So it worked throughout the whole shot. So this is acceptable for production already. You can kind of tweak it a little bit, maybe. Now, the one that failed the most was this one. And that's because it's so different in exposure. And you see, it actually didn't know what to do, because these pixels are so different. And she has such a shiny face. And actually, it's overexposed, as you can see. So it's really shiny. It's barely overexposed. And so it didn't know what to do. And so it tried to clean that one up. and it failed miserably on these ones. And the worst was this. Look at this. This is really strange. For some reason, it cleaned this up and it cleaned this up. I don't know why. I have no idea. And it cleaned that up. So for some reason, he thinks the dress, he thinks this shirt. So yeah, so this was a monumental failure, this one. But again, that's fine, because maybe you could just do a copycat just for this one. So again, like I was saying, like think about this. Instead of doing it for 5 shots, now you're doing it for just 1 shot. Instead of doing it for 5 days, you're just doing it for like 1 day. That would be the advantage of doing a setup like that. So, okay, so let's move on to this one. The same goes for this one here as well. Now, I'm not going to render it because it's going to take too long, but you'll see that it kind of runs really well as well. So it's quite flawless except for some frames. If I, for example, go here and I go a few frames before, you see it failed on that little dot there and on that little dot there. So there's a few failing going on there. So I need to render them for me. We're going to have to do the same thing again. So apologies for this. I'm going to have to render it because it should have been rendered as well. Like I said, I cached it and now it didn't cache. It's so annoying. I do apologize for this. It wasn't supposed to be like that, but you know, like it is what it is. I'll just render it real quick. So that's shot 30 and that's shot 30. And while I'm rendering, and I can then explain and answer the questions that you guys have on the chat, and then we do a break. Connor is asking, are you training the whole frame or just cropped the changes? I'm just cropping in the changes. Yes, I am. So I need to one thing I need to start developing, and this is what Adam was suggesting to me. Adam was suggesting to me to make check marks, and I haven't done that yet because like I said, I'm doing this material that you're watching here on this stream. This is all material for my course. That's the classes I'm making now. And so none of this is finished. I'm kind of like, you saw that here. I have all these recordings. I've recorded me doing the thing, and I've been just recording all of this, going through it. Also other types of nodes as well that I've been in denoising setups, and I've been like doing a bunch of stuff there, but I haven't really done all the setups yet. So that's my next step really. Okay, so render, input. Now, one at a time. The first question was the settings, so I'll go through that real quick. So the settings would be the same on both on the Mac and on the PC. Oh, why did it open another Nuke? I didn't ask them to do that. That's fine. I'll just switch to Windows here. So on Windows, basically, you kind of want to make sure this. I don't think I've actually changed this yet. There's a couple of things that you need to be careful with. One of them is the caching. So you want to make sure you have. I always have this to maximum, and I have a place pointing to the fastest hard drive I have on my machine. In this case, it's the main. It only has one hard drive, this machine. So, but on my Mac Pro, I pointed to a separate hard drive. Okay, so I pointed to a separate hard drive, so that it has a faster GPU. So sorry, it has a faster read access. That's basically it. And so that would be my advice to you, to point it to the fast thing. And then I have it on maximum. I didn't really change the memory caching. If I ran out of memory, I might change it to 50 or to 60, but I left the default of 70% on RAM on the playback cache size. Then other parts that are important are the hardware. So in this case, in here, you can select the GPU if you had multiple GPUs. So for example, if I go back to my Mac here real quick, because I have 2 GPUs there, so it's easier for me to show there in here. So if I go to my preferences here, you see, again, caching here is different. It's going to my RAID system, and that's because my RAID system is the fastest thing I have on my hard drive. So that's the disk that is the fastest that I have here. I think it goes all the way to 20 gigs a sec. And I have 50 because I sometimes have some RAM problems on this machine. And so, but on hardware, you see I have 2 GPUs, so you can pick 1 or 2, but it does pick up both. It does do multiple GPU, but you can choose which one you want. Let's say, for example, you have a bunch of monitors attached to one GPU, and then you want to process the other one in the background, so you can select the GPUs. And now each of these have 32 gigs of VRAM, each of them. And so I'm not going to fill it up. So I have the max case on 25K to see if, and I've been having a really good experience with this. Now, if I go back to Windows, on Windows here, this GPU, sorry, this is not the Windows machine. This GPU is a 16 gig GPU. It's the RTX 490. I only have that one, and I have it at 10,000 megabytes there. The machine, the GPU itself is 16, so I've never had issues with it. So that's kind of been it. And then everything else, localization is really important. So again, I have the fastest hard drive pointing for the localization, and this is on both sides. So in here, I'm doing 1 terabyte because I have about 1.5 terabytes free on the machine. So in this is there's only one hard drive on this machine. But on my Mac, if I go to my localization, I have it again on the RAID system because it's the fastest machine I have. And I have 3 terabytes because that machine has a lot of space. It has 8 terabytes in total. Right now I only have 1.5 free, but I usually have that. I flush it quite often. It's a really fast hard drive. And I think the key element is for you to have the fastest thing you can find. So I usually use the Blackmagic speed test to test the thing. So basically, the two testers you want to, and these run on PC as well. So they're not just for the Mac. They can be run on Windows as well. So I have these two to test my setup. I'm just gonna do one thing here real quick. I'm just gonna save, and I'm just gonna jump into the other one. So I need to it's 20 seconds. If you just wait 20 seconds, I can stop this, and then I go through that. Connor says I need to be better about localization. Usually just cache comps without localization. Yeah, you need to, man. Localization is the shit. It's like it just makes everything so much faster when you localize it. So especially if you localize it on a really fast hard drive, like you're gonna see here. So see that's rendered now. So that would be 30 version 4. You see that bar there, the green bar. Notice this. I have paused. If I unpause it, that's how fast it caches, you see? Because I have a really fast hard drive. And the cool thing about this is that now I can literally play it in real time, you see? It just plays it. It doesn't really cache. It just plays. That's the amazing thing about localization. That's why I use this Mac Pro, because it's so fast to localize things. And that's all to do with having the PCI cards. And the reason I do that is because, you see, if I go here, it's not going to run as fast as it should because I'm currently streaming. But if I go to my RAID system here, you'll see the speed that I'm running right now. So I'm writing about 5K. It should have been 7, but I'm streaming and doing a bunch of shit. But you see, writing at 5,000 megs and reading at 7,000 megs. You can do better than this, though. If you have PCI Express 4, then you can go to 12, 14, 15K. Right now on this Mac Pro, I can only do PCI 3. And so I'm limited to 10, something like that. On a good day, I can get this to 10. Right now, I can't. I'm running too many things. There's too many things open, too many scripts open. This is never going to go all the way to 10K. But that would be the ideal scenario. And on the other side would be the raw test, which will give you the raw of the CPU and the GPU of the metal. And this is what I wasn't criticizing. I was just making a note to Foundry that I do think that they should implement metal better. Because notice this. I'm going to put 8K, 12K. Just notice how fast this goes. So on this Mac Pro, I'm running about 300 frames per second on metal. So on a good day, it gets to 400. So if I wasn't running anything, I would have gone into 400. And this is something that I really don't really understand. Blackmagic has really nailed the metal performance, even on an Intel Mac, as you can see that. It's almost maxed out. I can basically run in real time everything, all the way to 8K. I can do all the way to 8K in real time. I actually can do 8K at 70 frames per second. That's how fast this goes. And so, so I just to give you an idea of how much faster this performance is, me just jump into a Mac, into the PC here. If I go to the Blackmagic raw speed test, you see that this is now the Quadro, so the RTX 490. So this is the RTX 490, and I'm getting, let's see here, I'm getting about 80, which is similar to what I have on the CPU, but then the CUDA only goes to 100. So the RTX 490 can only do 130 frames per second on CUDA, as opposed to the 325 I got on the AMD card on the Mac because of metal. And so you see the RTX 490 kind of does a third of the power that I can do on my Mac, which is a dual GPU. So let's say I have two GPUs of 32 gigs of VRAM each, and so one of if I only had one, it would be 150 frames per second. That is still more than the RTX 490, and so that's what I was not understanding. And Adam, if you're watching, if Adam from the Foundry is watching, I really don't get why is Blackmagic leveraging metal like this and actually getting better results than CUDA. So as you can see, a 490 should be faster than my AMD, which is like 5 years old. But you see, the 490 can never go past 115, 110, 120. Never really get it to run faster than that. I'm going to just stop here. And then if I go to my MacBook, my Mac Pro, you see I'm getting, I mean, I've gotten this to 400. I can't get it to 400 right now because I'm streaming, so it's not going to happen. But this is something that I need to discuss with the Foundry. I'm not sure why everything else on my machine is really pumping this metal out, and Nuke is not. So Nuke is not really taking advantage of this power. So it's a bit weird, but you know, like I need to like. So yeah, so I hope that helped with the preferences. You know, the 5090 gets 162. Okay, well, you see, so that's cool. That's one 5090. So Adam, so that's 5090, and so I'm getting 300 metal on the two. So is that you, Adam? Is that actually Adam? Maybe it is. So the machine I have, so for reference, I'm having dual W680X Duo. So I have two of these. So I have two GPUs of 32 gigs of RAM. So this is the MPX, you know, the special graphic card that the Mac Pro 2019 had. So this is basically what you're telling me. If you're telling me that a 490, a 5090 is doing 162 CUDA, and these two are doing 300, that means that it's basically doing the same as the 5090. No, it's not. Okay. So it's doing the same as the 5090, but it's a much older machine. So that's really good. You see, I like my Mac. Like, I don't really know why I have to use my PC. Why do I have to use a laptop? I don't know. Why do I have to use an NVIDIA card? Come on, guys. Make it work. This is so cool. This is the single reason why I still use this Mac Pro. And I don't use an M2 Mac Pro because, well, first of all, because I would have to buy it. But second of all, as well, you know, this machine is now 6 years old, and you see 6 years old, and it's still doing 295 metal on Blackmagic Raw. So 6 years old is doing better than the 5090. So that's why I'm still keeping the machine. But it's frustrating that CopyCat is not really using this power, which is a shame. But, you know, it is what it is. Going back to this, the second question before we go to the break is the denoising. So the denoising setup would be very simple. What I would do, it's really simple, man. I would just go in here and denoise this thing. So basically, I would just use the reduce noise like we usually do. You know, like I use Neatvideo. I do that all the time. I like Neatvideo. I've always enjoyed Neatvideo. So basically, I'm just gonna press the auto. It's fine. Oh yeah, the other thing, Neatvideo is also doing the same thing. You see here on the performance, the Neatvideo thing is actually using all of my power. It's using both graphic cards. Both of them, plus the GPU. So I'm getting performance. out of my 27 cores plus the 2 GPUs. So it's actually all on. This was the performance setup that he told me to do. So even Neatvideo is also managing to leverage the Intel AMD power from the metal side here. So yeah, I need to like continue talking with Foundry about this and see what's going on here really. Yeah, so basically you would denoise it, and then once you have the result denoised, I just did an automatic one, but let's just have a look. So that's the denoised version. Yeah. And then, yeah, that's a really good denoising, as you can see. We're gonna talk about in a second. We'll talk about the denoising using machine learning as well. But you see, it did a really good job. So the cool thing about this is that now you would process this through the system. So I would have to do, I think I would have to do the training again because it's now denoised. And then once this is done, the resulting painting that you would get from the inference would need to be regrained. So, and to regrain, you can use the regrain node, you can use manual grain. I mean, there's so many options. Actually, I think the DAS, what's the name? The DAS, I'm having a brain aneurysm now. What's the name of the one on Nukepedia? It's called DasGrain? Is it DasGrain? It is DasGrain, isn't it? I think it's DasGrain. Is it DasGrain? I can't remember the name. I think it is. I can't remember now, top of my head. But I'm sure people know what I'm talking about. It's the best one. I'm having like some kind of like mental. I'm just like not. They don't have a way of you searching the ones that. DasGrain, yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. Isn't it here? DasGrain. Thought it would be here. Is it not here? Oh yeah, here it is. This is by far the best one. So yeah, I think that's the one that you should go for. Yeah, it's really good. But if you don't have that, you can also do other ones as well. Someone is suggesting C-Dancer. What is that? I don't know what that is. Thank you so much for all these suggestions. This is great, man. Oh, the denoiser, yeah. So, oh yeah. So oh, you're just. I'm sorry. That was like just something you were writing, but it was wrong. Oh, I need to like stop the CUDA thing. My laptop is still doing benchmarking. Okay, so yeah, so. We're going to do a breakdown anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put all of these ones rendering on the background while we do a break. And then we can, we'll do a break. I hope that answered the question. I hope so. If it didn't, I'm sorry. If it didn't answer the question, buy my course and you can join my course. And then you can ask me directly. We have a private Discord channel. So we can, look, you saw how smooth it was for me to put that in there. It was quite smooth. Okay, so yeah, yes, the furnace regrain. Yeah, furnace regrain would be the way also that would work really well. I think furnace regrain is really powerful as well. Okay, so input. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do these ones here. Okay, so we're gonna do a break, a really short break. I still have so much to talk about. I'm gonna run out of time, aren't I? That's like yeah, Adam is saying, I'm very surprised that CopyCat doesn't utilize your card. Such a shame to have lots of juicy VRAM. Yes, you're right. I know it's frustrating, Adam, but hey, it doesn't matter because I'm using it on DaVinci. I'm using it on denoising. This is a good setup for me now. I think I found a good setup because I have this main machine, which is incredibly powerful on DaVinci, incredibly powerful on Neatvideo, incredibly powerful on 3D, very powerful on editing, on grading, and most tasks in Nuke. And then if I just need CopyCat, I just have this laptop on the side. And that's it. Like, the laptop is just really for that. And I have Steam on it as well, and I can play some games on it as well, but I'm mostly a console guy anyway. So, okay, so, okay. Did I answer your question about the grain? If it didn't, just ask me again after the break. So I'm going to go for the break. During the break, you're going to see a bunch of stuff. You're going to see the commercial for the Foundry, which are sponsor of this stream. So I can't thank him enough. Look at that. I have my scarf. Thank you, Foundry. It's cool that I have like an AMD scarf as well, since I'm using AMD cards. They're not sponsors, the AMD. Foundry is, but not AMD. Okay, so that's the link for the giveaway. Remember, we're gonna do the giveaway of Nuke Indie as well. And as usual, I'll be back in 10 minutes. And so after we come back, we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff that I still have here to go through. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you all very soon. Okay, put your timer for 10 minutes, stretch your legs, get some water, go to the toilet, do all those things, and then we will come back very soon. You know, with some more stuff. During the break, you're gonna see the Foundry commercial, and you're also gonna see the book from my wife, my lovely wife, Green Recipes for All, if you want to check it out as well. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'll see you all very soon.
Foundry's Nuke is the industry standard tool for compositing in the film and TV industry. We've produced and curated all the essential resources for learning Nuke and preparing you for the profession, as well as recommendations for other training resources. You'll learn compositing fundamentals, rotoscoping, keying, tracking objects, color management, 3D compositing, and much more. Our objective is to empower artists with all the knowledge they need to push their skills to the next level. Jump in and start learning today.
Hello everyone! I'm super excited to give you a glimpse of my first cookbook, Green Recipes for All, featuring over 50 dishes inspired by amazing Mediterranean food. Inside, you can find recipes made with a variety of fresh, healthy and versatile ingredients and popular plant-based products. These are great choices whether you already follow a plant-based diet or simply wish to cook a few weekly meat-free meals to reduce your overall meat consumption. In the book, you'll find a wide range of new and exclusive recipes, from soups and big salads to main courses and desserts, as well as some of the most popular recipes here on my channel, such as the perfectly cooked non-stick rice or the tabbouleh style bulgur and mixed bean salad. Not forgetting a new version of the delicious tofu chocolate mousse. So, if you'd like to have a look at my book and try some of the recipes, just visit any Amazon marketplace and order a copy, which is available in hardcover, paperback or digital formats. Hope you enjoyed the book, have fun cooking, and see you next time.
Are you interested in learning compositing? My Nuke course is currently 50% off. Join today to have access to 150 pre-recorded classes, 50 hours of training, using real production assets covering industry standard techniques, with over 200 gigs of showreel material and access to a private Discord channel with over 2,300 students. This course is endorsed by Foundry and has access to a Foundry student license paid separately. Join today at hugosdesk.myshopify.com.
Foundry's Nuke is the industry standard tool for compositing in the film and TV industry. We've produced and curated all the essential resources for learning Nuke and preparing you for the profession, as well as recommendations for other training resources. You'll learn compositing fundamentals, rotoscoping, keying, tracking objects, color management, 3D compositing, and much more. Our objective is to empower artists with all the knowledge they need to push their skills to the next level. Jump in and start learning today.
Okay, I am back. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for being here. Time does fly, isn't it? Like, we've been running almost for 2 hours, and I've only managed to talk about one of the things that I wanted to talk about. It's always like this. It's always like I never seem to have the time to talk about everything I wanted to talk about. It's always like that. That's why I like to do classes, because I can just keep talking and talking and talking, and then people can just like watch the class if they want to, and that's it. But yeah, so I'm still rendering stuff. So while we're waiting for rendering, I'm just gonna keep letting you know that. Oh, sorry, that's the one. Keep letting you know that you can still get the giveaway for the Nuke Indie license. So that's the I've put the node. Yes, I'm doing ViTMatte in a second. Just give me a second. That's going to be the next thing I'm going to do, the ViTMatte. Yeah, so ViTMatte, you'll be disappointed. It's not as good as people probably think. So I'm a bit disappointed out of it as well. But yeah, so if you guys want a Nuke Indie license, go for it. And that's the link. I've posted on the chat as well, and I posted on the screen as well. That's the QR code. And again, this is sponsored by Foundry, so thank you so much, Foundry, for supporting the show like this. Thank you so much. I look like a football player like with like a scarf from the Foundry. This is actually an official scarf from the Foundry. Look at that. It says Foundry AMD. I feel like I'm I'm going through a football thing or something. I can never get it to work. No, it doesn't really work. I guess that's the gist of it. It's like the 1 point solution. It doesn't work. That's what you're gonna find out as well with me. I need to like change this. This needs to be a little bit higher up so that it's visible. I'll just put it here, maybe. Yeah, I'll just put it. There you go. Now it's here. Yeah, that's much better. Now it's still visible on the camera as well. Okay, so let's go back to this thing then. So I was running this thing. So I think I have them all rendered now. I only have one left to be rendered. So if you just give me a second. And while we're waiting for this to render, let me just close this. So I'm going to close this one here. It's a bit lagging, my machine. It's at 89 degrees right now. So, yeah. So I'm going to open up a new Nuke. And I'm going to go... I have so much that I want to talk about. I have some denoising examples. I have some depth examples. Some normals examples as well. I have so much to talk about. And I'm kind of like, man, when am I going to talk about all of this? Never organized this enough, you know. So okay, I'm opening the other script. Hopefully this works. Let's see here. Okay, so I've made 3 examples with the very famous ViTMatte. Now this is a bit slow, so bear with me because it's rendering on the background on the other one. So of course my GPU is like getting a hammering. I just need to go to Cattery as well so that I can show you what I'm talking about. So this is the ViTMatte. Now, one thing I wanted to mention on this, and this is really important, and I think when I... yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely. Until they crash. That's absolutely right, Adam. Dialing them up step by step is the best solution. I found that as well. I start with and that has to do with the VRAM of your machine. You know, like if you have a machine that can actually that actually has a lot of VRAM. I'll be honest, I have been very lucky so far. I haven't had any moment where Nuke doesn't run or it doesn't want to run more. Because like I said, like since I have 64 gigs of VRAM, I never ran out of VRAM ever. Even on the laptop as well, 16 is quite good as well. So I've been lucky with that. So I have 3 examples here for all of you. So I have this shot, which is from the fields. And so that shot is It's a bit slow because I'm running on the background on the other one. So I should really probably wait for the other one to finish. It's only 2 minutes left. Otherwise, this is really going hard on my GPU here. So it's like really, yeah, I'll just wait to 2 minutes. Otherwise, I can't even move the mouse. So I have found trying the Cattery nodes in very low resolution first and then dialing them up, have found they crash the system. Yes, they do. It's like you said. Now, Mood78 was asking, what about semantic segmentation? Whenever I use it, my Nuke crashes. Semantic segmentation, is that the one from here as well? The segment anything, or is it oh yeah, this one. Apologies, I've never tried that. I actually never tried this one. Today, though, I wanted to show you other ones that are not here, actually. While I'm waiting for the render, I might as well show you. So I basically went on and did... So where is it? So Teco Gan is here. Yeah, that's right. And is it here as well? Yeah, so there was one that wasn't here, which was this one here. So I wanted to show you guys this one. This is really nice. This is not part of Cattery, and this is DSINE for Nuke, and it's basically to do normals. So I'm having a blast with this one. I'm just gonna put it on the chat here so that you guys can have a look if you want. So this one is not part of the Cattery. It's actually done here from Vine VF. I mean, I don't know who did it actually. Is there a name? Yeah, Francisco Contreras. So thank you so much, Francisco Contreras, for doing this. So basically, the image is broken though, but basically it's a way of making normals, and I think I have a video for it. Let me just show you real quick. Because I think Francisco has posted a video on his channel with this thing. Yes, exactly. That's the video. So this was Francisco's copycat node that he made, which that's how I found it. I found it on LinkedIn. So it's not part of the Cattery yet, but it's very rudimentary. Like it crashes quite a lot, and it also like it's flickering like crazy as well. But it's a great start. You know, I'm assuming version 2 or version 3 or version 4 will be a bit better. So it's going to take a while, I'm sure. But it will eventually work. So thank you so much, Francisco, for this lovely thing. I'm going to see if this is rendered now. Yeah, I think this is rendered now. So I'm just going to... I want to close this script, so I want to just show you this real quick. So that would be 30, yeah. So I have 30. So I have... Oh, yeah, 30 is repeated. I don't need to do 30 again. So I have 30... 10, 80, and 90. Apologies, I said 5 shots. It was only 4. So this is the result of all of them. So as I was saying, so if I play it back, you can see it kind of worked on most frames. There's only a couple of frames here and there that it kind of like goes a bit nuts. But it worked really well. And it worked on the other shots as well. So you see, that's a much more far away shot. And it kind of works. There's the occasional problem with flickers. So if I, for example, see here that there's some kind of wrong thing happening on the nose there, you see that? Like it closes his nostrils. But we talked about this, like how to do this. Like, and I actually did that last time, where we had this, and it was happening with the nostrils thing as well. And then what I did was I used a roto paint with a background 1, and so I had this thing, and then I just painted on top. So I used the reveal tool to basically paint the... I'm not sure why it's not showing up now. That's a bit strange. Because I'm just showing it. Is it not this frame? Maybe it's not this frame. Yeah, I think it's this frame. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the reveal there for the nostril. So using a reveal setup, it worked really well here. But yeah, so there's a few issues with the nostrils, and because it's a much more... The biggest problem with this is that he's much closer and is much more far away. So... the system, the machine learning system, we need to like do close-ups and more far away. And then I have this one here as well. And this one is looking rather good. There's a couple of frames that it misses. So if you go closely here, you see that. it picks up 2 dots there for some reason, so they're picking up there. And then there's, I think, another one again here, a few frames, and then there's another one there, another one there. So occasionally they show up, and you see that's going on a bit weird as well. And there's a bit of a flicker, and this one here is also flickering. So it is good, especially taking into account how big the shot is and how large the shot is. But I would say that because of the expressions he's making on his face, the first thing I would do is I would train my machine learning setup with a few frames from this take. If that fails, then I would just do the whole thing with this take, and I would do a separate machine learning just for this, because it's a bit of a different performance that is running. And then this, last but not least, this is the 4th one. And I think this one fails only a few times. There's like a dot there that keeps coming back. You see that dot there, just the one on the corner there, that one keeps coming back. So there's a couple of problems there. And by the way, the easiest way for you to spot all these differences is to use the difference map, because sometimes it's really hard to judge exactly what's happening. So I would advise you to just do a difference, and then that way you can kind of like tell what's going on, because then you can see the flickers a bit easier. You see? You can kind of see that there's flickers going on. For example, on the forehead, there's like some kind of problem going on here, which shouldn't be there. And there's like problem on the ear as well that shouldn't be there. So it probably would be worth for you to isolate just the section that you've treated, because it looks like it's picking up other random stuff as well. So the difference matte would, you see that? Like it just did the eyes there as well. So for some reason, the eyes picked up on one frame. And these things are really tricky to find, you know, when you're comping, because you're playing it back and you might not notice. And even if you look at the back there, you then can tell that there's some issues going on, some flickers and some dots that kind of break, and you know, there's like some issues that you kind of need to go through. So yeah, so I would say that successfully, like, this is really good. Like it took me maybe a couple of hours to process one of these shots, which was flawless, and then the other 3 have some issues. So I would need to, like, this is what I was saying, that I wouldn't say it's a third, but maybe at least half of the time was saved. I would say that would be my honest opinion, would be between half and a third would have been saved for me to be using a copycat setup for something like this. So now that this is done, let's jump on to ViTMatte. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention, and I was going to mention this before, be very careful. This is something also that Adam from the Foundry told me as well, which I didn't know. I didn't realize this last time when I was doing the stream. I thought that these Cattery models were approved by Foundry and they were by Foundry. I thought that, but no, they're not. They are done by other people. They're done by other places. And so be very careful, because depending on the project you're doing, you see, if you go here to this section, the licensing, as you see, it says here, it was written here, I just didn't read it. No one reads anything these days, but license does not extend to the pre-trained model associated with the training data and dependents which might be subject to additional restrictions. So you need to be careful, because when you go to the GitHub link of where this is located, all the documentation is here. So in here you can go through and see if this was for non-commercial purposes, if it was actually licensed, what models were used. And so you can go through the documentation and go through who made it and who was part of it, and go to the MIT documentation, the PDFs, and basically just check what's going on here. Because so you need to be very careful when using any of this stuff. And this is something I didn't know last time we spoke. Any of these Cattery models, they could be third-party involved. And so maybe the data is not completely free of commercial license. And so you need to be careful when you're using this stuff. Because when I'm doing my own copycat, that's a different matter, because I'm doing my own training. But when using these types of Cattery nodes, be careful, really read the documentation and the licensing, because you don't want to have a problem, a legal problem later on. This is a really important topic because maybe some of them were trained with data that was supposed to be free or supposed to be non-commercial. And so if the data was trained for non-commercial purposes for MIT or for schools or institutions, then it's not commercially licensed. So maybe if you're using it on a production, you might need to contact the right holders of these nodes and discuss with them exactly what you can use and what you can't use. This is really important, and I really want to make sure I emphasize this, because last time I gave the wrong impression when I was doing the stream, because I thought it was a bit more clear than it is now, and now I know a bit more about it, and I've discussed this with the Foundry, and so anything you find here, or even when you find outside, like this one that I found, the DSINE as well, and also there's other ones as well. There's another one that I really liked, which was, where is it? Sorry. That would have been, where is it? It's there was another one that I found, and now I can't find it. Why? But why? Man, I was just here, and now I can't find it. Just a second. Rescale, depth. Oh yeah, I think it's this one. Sorry. I found it now. Sorry, because I think the Cattery doesn't have the depth anything. No, they don't. But on GitHub, you can find it. So I think it's version 2, I believe. So that's the one. So that's the other one that I went and I wanted to show it today. So this is also really powerful. The depth anything V2. This is also not part of the Cattery's setup here. Cattery's for depth, they have midas, and they also have depth pro, which are quite powerful, but nothing beats this depth anything is really powerful. And I believe there's a version 3 now as well. So there's another one. So yeah, so be very, I'm going to put it on full screen. Can't emphasize enough how important this is, okay? Be sure to check the licenses of these things, because don't get into a problem where you're doing a production to a client and then you find out that you didn't have legal grounds for the data that you're using. So it is complicated. All of this stuff is complicated. None of it is approved yet. Like, we need to be very careful treading all of this, because there is legal ramifications. So for training, and I mean, I'm doing training. This is just a video. I'm using short films. I'm using non-commercial projects. That's not a problem at all. But I have not used any of the Cattery nodes on my productions, because I'll be honest, I'm a bit afraid of using them, really, to be honest. So I'm basically just using whatever I train myself without this. And so when I'm showing you all of this is more about showing you what's possible in the future ahead, because obviously at some point all of this is going to be resolved. I'm assuming licensing and agreements and payments, all of that will be at some point resolved, because it always is. Okay, so enough of that. That's enough of that. Like Clint Eastwood would say, but he would say, "That's enough of that." That's how he would say it. Okay, so I have 3 shots here. So I have this shot here, incredibly hard shot to key and roto. That's shot number 1, which is also part of my course. At the time we did it manually, and then I brought this shot here, which is an indoor shot from the same short film, The Fields as well. And the objective with this, with the ViTMatte, was to just see how fast could I get this to work. And then of course this one as well, which I brought as well, which I showed last time as well. So the ViTMatte works. So I have 3 different ways of doing it here. So this one, I used the ModNet. So I used the ModNet, which is this one here. ModNet, where's the use the ModNet. The ModNet setup to make a matte first. And again, don't forget, this has a license as well. So if I go here, you can check the license of the ModNet. It's all written here. So if you go I actually think this one, yeah, there's the people that have been involved, and you can always contact people. There's emails here, you know, all of that. I have not, no, Gabriel, I have not tried the DaVinci Magic Mask. I need to do that, yes. But since this is a Foundry sponsored stream, I'm not gonna do that here. So I will do that on another stream. Anyway, so what I did here was I used ModNet, and I think I did that on the last time we saw this, and so it was here. So if I go, sorry, apologies, let me just open this up. So if I go to Roto, and this would have been the Pint short film. Let's open this. Yes, exactly. You're laughing. Yes, exactly. It is laughable, isn't it? I'm sorry, Foundry. It's all friends here. Everyone is friends. Yeah, so this is the ModNet setup that I did last time. I think I showed you this. This was done on the stream number 1, where I basically I clamped it, and then I used the ModNet setup. And then I got like a pretty basic roto really out of it. So it broke quite a lot. But I got a pretty basic roto. I then rendered it, and I got like this, which was quite bad. It kind of went all over the place, as you can see. It's okay, but it's not very good, you know. So it was kind of like... It was okay. It was like a good enough effort, I would guess. You guys all need to understand that, guys and girls, of course, you all need to understand that all these models have been trained in stills. So that's the biggest problem, really. They all have been trained in stills and photos. And so whenever it moves, it goes a bit off. It goes a bit off. And so I did that, and then I ended up having... Where is it? The copy. Did I render this? I hope I did. Yeah, there he goes. So I ended up having... And so what I did... Remember what I did? I picked up the ModNet version, and then I copycat that. This is the dangerous thing. You see here, from a licensing problem, this is a problem. Notice how I've used ModNet, which I have no clue what they trained on this. And then I use the result of the ModNet as the input for my own training. So this is a legal minefield, so to speak. So obviously I'm just doing a stream. I'm just doing training. So I have no problems with this. But be careful with these things. That would be what I would say. If you're working on a company, make sure you talk with the lawyer of the company and make sure you see what you should be doing. You know, yeah. I'm not going to say anymore, but talk with your lawyer and go through it. And so then I got this result. I got like the copycat result, which was, like I said, trained on the ModNet and then on top my own copycat. And I got a pretty good, it's okay. It's fine. It's good enough. And then this thing became then part of this. So basically that's the two setups. So I had... something that already had a roto. I need to like put a copy note here because I should have rendered the RGB. I didn't render the RGB. Apologies. So this needs to be like that, and then like this. So that would be that one, then the alpha, and then that gives me. Sorry, that would be red to alpha. So that is now. Yeah, that's it. And then what I did was I shuffled both. And then the process of the ViTMatte, the one that this works, would be you basically have one core matte and one large matte. So I basically just picked this up, used an erode, and just went through and did the best I could. The best way to check this would be to just look at it on the top there. So no, yeah. So and then I have a copy note here. So that would be the best approach. Would be the best visualization approach to do this would be a luminance, no, a matte overlay. So basically, you want to make sure you have. Let's say we just use that one. which is the core matte. So you want to see if you can get a good enough core matte going for the ViTMatte. So that's the core matte, and then you have an outer matte. So you have the core matte, which is this, and then I have an outer matte, which needs to go beyond the values of her, and you lower that by half. I basically did 50% luminance, and that gives me this, a core matte with an outer matte, and that's exactly what they show here as well. If you go here, that's kind of what shows here, you see? That's the objective. You basically do a core matte and an outer matte, and you can do that automatically, like I did with ModNet, or you can do it by hand, of course, which is a core matte. It's a simple matte. It's not a complex matte. And then by that, you basically copy it into this thing, and then you got that. That's the alpha channel you have. And then you feed it into the ViTMatte, processes it in the background. It's a bit slow. And then if you just give it a second, you get this. So this is the roto. So I basically started with that roto, and I'm ending with this roto. Much more refined, as you can see. Much more refined, much better. I've rendered it as well. So I have the original here that I created, the ModNet one. Well, actually, I want to show this one here. So I have this is the render of this ViTMatte, and so yeah. So as I was saying, it's really important for you to create a core matte and create an outer matte. The outer matte has to have 50% opacity, and then you merge both of them, and you get this kind of weird alien-looking thing. And then by this alien-looking thing, you have the footage, and you need to have the alpha channel inside of it. And then ViTMatte does this magic. It doesn't really have a lot of settings, as you can see. It has linear or not, depending on what you're putting into. And then basically it has, you can see the results, or you can see the tree map, which is, I'm not sure why it's not showing the tree map. It should be showing the tree map. That's strange. I should be able, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, sorry, it's in here. So you can see the tree map here. And then I have the result here as well. And then you have model size. I mean, depending, you know, it kind of all explains there. The large model can give you more detailed results, but takes a lot longer to process. So it would be a lot slower to process. So let's say, for example, if I version this all up and I put this version 2, I don't remember how long it took. It wasn't very slow. It was okay. But let's find out, because I don't think I did it with the slow version. So I'll do that real quick while we're going through this. I'll put it large. Resolution I put full. I didn't put half or quarter. You might want to start with quarter. And then the edge refinement, I did not touch it, and I'll show you in a minute how that works. And then I rendered. So let's just have a look. This is on my Mac, of course. This would be a lot faster if I did it on my PC. So actually, we're going to try that. So that would be that. And so on my Mac, on my none-used graphic cards, it would take, well, it's not too bad. It's like 3 minutes. It's not too bad. I've seen a lot worse that's far. I think the PC would be half of that time. So it's okay. It's not too bad. So this is a really large sequence. I might not run the whole thing because it's such a long sequence. But yeah. Oh, we can go through. I'm quite curious now. Would it be actually faster? Well, I'm gonna take the opportunity to load up other things here as well. So because there's stuff here. There's stuff that I can only load on Windows, and so I'm gonna, while this is rendering, I'm gonna load up other stuff that I can only do on Windows. So, and that is the depth thing that I have here to show you. Both nodes that I brought only run on Windows. They crash on the Mac, so I can't even run them. So, and I'm assuming that's because the people made them didn't really tested it on the Mac. That's probably why. So the only thing I'm going to do, though, here is I'm going to just make sure my network is at full speed. Because sometimes this PC This is reading the network. It's only 100 megs because I'm reading it through a regular network card. But I've been having some issues with this. Oh, this is not the... Is that the... Yeah, it is. No. Yeah, it is. So in here, while this other thing is rendering, this node, the depth anything, and I couldn't read it on the Mac. So that's why I did a separate thing here. And it's really, really good. It's the most stable of them all. It's taking a bit of time to read now, of course. But yeah, that's the depth anything result that I got from depth. And then I got so I have that one, and then I have this one, and then I have this one. So all very different. I think this one needs a bit more space. Yeah, exactly. So if we were to see it, yeah. So I basically got this one, and this one. And as you can see, like, it's really, really strange values here. Like, the depth anything was, I would say, the closest to the person itself. That looks kind of good. I might as well shuffle. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle the depth because then we can see it in the RGB and it's easier for me to compare. So I'm just going to like shuffle the depth to red. Yeah, there we go. So you see, that's the closest it got to the hair. This one failed miserably on the hair. Oh, why is it? I need to shuffle. Sorry guys. Should have done this in a better way. So that would be that, and then I have to shuffle it on the RGB here as well. Well, only RGB, but I need to like shuffle it. Sorry. I'm like need to like do this so it looks fine. And also in here as well, so that it looks fine. Should have done this in the background, but at least the render is going. So, okay, so I have that now, and then I have this now, and then I have to do the same thing. Pressing the command as well. This is a PC, so I need to do control. Okay, so that's one hair, the other hair. So have one hair, two hairs, three hairs. You see how different they are? This is the closest one. That's the very defocused one. And then this is the worst one. So I got really different results with the depth generation here. But I'll get back to this in a second. Let me just go back to our thing that we were running. Carlos is asking, will we have this machine learning lessons in the new course? Yes, that is. So Carlos, everything you see here, this is the stuff I'm making for the course. So I'm just showing snippets of it. So these are the actual shots and the actual classes that I'm recording for the course, which should be out in December. But all of this that you've seen, I'm going deeper into it in the course. I'm just showing snippets of it. You know, these are just some short streams that I'm doing for the Foundry. So the last one was 3 hours long. This one is about 2 hours long. And so I'm showing little bits and pieces. All of this will be on my course. It's just that I'm still recording. I think I showed that. This is all the record. I'm basically recording that for the course. So this is going to be week 19. And you see, I've done now 37 recordings. I have like recordings of all of it, like running, processing, going through the shots. Like these are all recordings that I've been doing for the course. With different setups, different shots. Yeah, it's a bunch of hours of stuff that I want to showcase. You know, processing the process and showing you the results, showing you what works, what doesn't. Also the depth generation as well. There's a bunch of stuff here that I'm going to be running in the course. You know, the ViTMatte as well, because I actually construct the stuff on the course. In here on this stream, I'm just showing the results. I'm not actually showing you the construction of all of this. So you see, that's kind of how it goes. Yeah. So, yeah. Adam asks a bit of an off-topic question. What is your opinion about the USD and Nuke, and what use case scenario for artists? It's a really good question. So you must be very glad to know that on the 9th of December, I'm going to be doing a Nuke workshop here on the channel about the new 3D system. So I'm actually doing that now. I'm prepping for Nuke 17, the 3D system. And so that's also going to be on the course as well. So I'm running through the Nuke's 3D system, the new version, which is beta now, Nuke 17, and it's going to be done on that class. On that stream will be on the 9th of December. It'll be a Foundry sponsored stream as well, and I'll be going through the 3D system. And again, all the stuff you see there will be part of my course. It's just that I'm just showing casing. So USD will be there as well as involved. Okay, so this is now processed, I think, and so I can now read it. So let's just I have a version here, so I have now a version 2. Just a second. Version 2. Okay, so let's just have a look at the different versions. So yeah, so you see version 1 and version 2, it's quite nice, the difference. So let's go with version 1. So this is the result render of my key on version 1. So you see quite unstable, but something to work with. There's a lot of instability, a lot of holes that go through. But hey, I mean, this is automatic, so it's like, it's not bad. And then version 2, let's see if it's a bit more stable. A lot more stable, as you can see. So with the bigger thing, again, great starting point for someone doing roto. And again, this is perfect for pre-comping. I mean, look at it. It's like, it's quite amazing. It has a lot of problems though, but it did cover quite a lot of things. You see, it has a lot of problems here, but it picked up the hair remarkably well. So, which is that, you see that the ModNet was like that, and now I have that with the ViTMatte. And so I'm just going to put a pre-molt here and see how that's actually looking. So that's her here, that's her, and that's her. So I have that version, and that version. So this is, so I have 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, midnet, yeah, so version 1 and version 2, different types of qualities on the hair and everything. Some frames are better than others. You see, the version 2 really actually worked on this thing. Version 3 didn't. So this is ModNet. ModNet didn't really work. So yeah, so I think it actually, yeah, like I said, this is not bad. I mean, look at it. This would be enough for this shot. So this shot, I need to have her rotoscoped in the CG car behind her. This is enough. Like I am bet that this would be enough for me to put the CG car there, because nothing else matters. It doesn't matter that the left side is not good. It doesn't matter. So because it's fine, you know. So that would be the ViTMatte. Apologies, I need to like do a really quick break. Okay, so I'll be right back. I just need to yeah, I have some medical conditions now, and so I need to go to the bathroom really quickly. So I'll be right back. Just give me 1 minute. So I'm really sorry about that. I already went, but I just like I need to do for 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, don't go anywhere.
Foundry's Nuke is the industry standard tool for compositing in the film and TV industry. We've produced and curated all the essential resources for learning Nuke and preparing you for the profession, as well as recommendations for other training resources. You'll learn compositing fundamentals, rotoscoping, keying, tracking objects, color management, 3D compositing, and much more. Our objective is to empower artists with all the knowledge they need to push their skills to the next level. Jump in and start learning today.
Hello everyone! I'm super excited to give you a glimpse of my first cookbook, Green Recipes for All, featuring over 50 dishes inspired by amazing Mediterranean food. Inside, you can find recipes made with a variety of fresh, healthy, and versatile ingredients and popular plant-based products. These are great choices whether you already follow a plant-based diet or simply wish to cook a few weekly meat-free meals to reduce your overall meat consumption. In the book, you'll find a wide range of new and exclusive recipes, from soups and big salads to main courses and desserts, as well as some of the most popular recipes here on my channel, such as the perfectly cooked non-stick rice or the tabbouleh-style bulgur and mixed bean salad. Not forgetting a new version of the delicious tofu chocolate mousse. So, if you'd like to have a look at my book and try some of the recipes, just visit any Amazon marketplace and order a copy, which is available in hardcover, paperback, or digital formats. Hope you enjoyed the book, have fun cooking, and see you next time.
Apologies for that. I just, like I said, I have a medical condition now that kind of makes me go to the bathroom quite a lot. And so I do apologize for that. I'm really sorry for that I had to interrupt again. But hey, that's what happens with old age. We have conditions and all sorts of things. So as I was saying, yeah, this, like I said, like the ViTMatte did a great job. And yeah, so it's like I said, the concept is just making a core mat, an outer mat. That's it. So you either do it by hand or you can use midas or you can use, I mean, any of them really would work. I mean, I would assume that maybe ModNet would work. The background matting might work. There's a couple of things that could work. You could also use your own copycat thing as well to try to get it to work. But like I said, it gave me quite a good result. Like I'm quite impressed by the out-of-the-box result with one click. This is literally the one-click thing that everyone has been dreaming of. It doesn't really work completely, but I think it's a great step forward, you know. Like, I believe it's a really good step forward. So, yeah. Apologies. I'm going to start rushing a bit more because we don't have a lot of time. I need to go because I need to unpack all of this. The cameras and the setup, because I'm going tomorrow to the Visual Effects Society presenting at Amazon headquarters, and I need to take the recording material there and the cameras and everything. So I think I'm only going to be... yeah, you're right, Adam. It could also help with bad green screens for sure. I think this combined with other things could work. But again, keep saying, be careful with exactly the licensing agreements that this thing has, okay? So be careful with that. Now, gonna give you two more examples. This is more automatic examples. So this dude here, I just used a rotoscope. So instead of doing eroding, I just literally did a rotoscope. I did two Beziers. So I did an inner Bezier and an outer Bezier, just a really crappy Bezier because he doesn't move. So because he doesn't really move, it doesn't really matter because you don't really, you know, it doesn't really matter. So I just did that, and it worked fine because he hardly moves. And you'll be a bit disappointed with the results. So then I did the ViTMatte with a large one, and I got this result. So this is what I got. So not surprisingly, it didn't really work, but still, I was quite shocked on how much detail of the hair I got. And everything else here, this is a compression of the April ProRes, by the way. Anytime you are on set and someone tells you, oh, sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. Ah, man, sorry about that, guys. I'm so sorry. I should be showing the screen, right? That would have helped, would it? Let me just go back to this thing again and just show you real quickly what I was showing you. So, like I said, this actually resulted in a pretty good... I think it resulted in a pretty good matte for you to pre-comp as well. I've never used Sami Roto. No, I've never. Maybe I should. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Man, there's so many nodes and so many tools and so many things at the same time happening. I don't even know what that is. Is that like also... is that something that is on GitHub? Or let me just have a look. Sami Roto. Oh, it's a GitHub as well. So Sami Roto, is that also for Nuke or is it something else? Okay, so it's a node itself. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Thank you so much for letting me know. I'm gonna look into it as well. From yeah, so I'm just gonna like make a note here so that I don't forget. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I'll check it out. Yeah, so, but again, like I was saying, be very careful with the licensing agreements because you might not know exactly what data was trained with the ViTMatte. Okay. Now, another example here, which is a more one-step solution. So I had this shot here. I used the roto and just did an inner and an outer mask. So I used the Bezier at 50% and the Bezier at 100%. So I need to like, I just did it out of the box, just see what happens, and I got this. So this is okay. I mean, I was quite impressed by the amount of hair detail. I got a lot of compression from the ProRes, Apple ProRes. This was filmed on Apple ProRes. Whenever you're on set and someone tells you they're going to use an Apple ProRes camera, don't use it because it has so much compression. But this was not bad at all. Now, there is stuff that can be done here. I'm not surprised that it didn't work. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's not like it's going to magically know where to go. But having said that, it's free source. Yeah, Carlos, I understand it's free source, but what training data were used? That's the trick, isn't it? What training data did they use? I'm always very unsure, and I'm always very worried about that. And that's why I'm not using any of this stuff in production, because I'm just too scared of it right now. But I talk with my clients, of course, and they need to make the decision, so it's up to them, not really up to me. And this is really slow. I wanted to show you an option, but it's taking so slow. I wanted to show you that you can still tweak this. You can edge refine it. But I'm not sure if this is going to show you. It takes so long to preview, but I'm not sure. This is really something that I need to show on a class because it takes so long to even show me a frame. I was going to show you that you can still edge refine this thing to actually pick up more or less of the edge. So it's quite powerful. And you have some expansion and shrinkage as the tree matte as well. But it takes so long for me to even preview one frame that this is not suitable for me to do a stream, you see. I haven't even showed you one frame, let alone 2 frames. I don't even think it did anything yet, did it? Yeah, it almost didn't do anything. Just a little subtle difference. It doesn't matter. But you would run through this. Okay. Then I have this shot here, and I thought, okay, could he roto this thing? And so I did the same. I did a core matte and a garbage matte as well, and then I processed it, and I got this. So, again, very good detail on the head, some good detail. The hand is broken. That's fucked. It doesn't work. But how good is that? Like in terms of the head and the jacket, that's actually quite good. I mean, it has a lot of noise in it, but you can still tweak that, of course. But I was quite impressed by how good it kind of was just by a one-click solution with just a really simple garbage matting thing going on. So yeah, shout out to ViTMatte. I think ViTMatte is definitely, can't wait to see a version 2 or version 3 and an evolution from this thing. But yeah. Now I have way too many things to show you, and I don't have really a lot of time. So we'll do that. I think I need to show a lot of the things I need to show you in another time. But I also had. I'm gonna jump into the PC and show you that thing with the depth as well, because that I wanted to show you. So let me just jump into the PC and show you that. So that would be here. Yeah. So as I was saying. This thing here was 3 nodes. So the Depth Pro is a node that exists on Cattery. The Midas also exists on Cattery, so they are all visible on Cattery. And so let's start with midas. I pre-rendered all of this because it was taking so long that I had to pre-render. So midas depth pass kind of gave me this. So it's sorry, I need to put it on input. So as you can see, flicker like crazy. It's kind of usable, but you need to deflicker it a lot. Now to deflicker this, you might want to consider maybe going to DaVinci and see if you can deflicker. You can also use furnace deflickering. Maybe it could work and give you a good result. But definitely, I was quite disappointed by the quality of midas in terms of flickering. And then I did the Depth Pro. The Depth Pro was a bit better. It picked up better, picked up more details on the hair and everything. But as you can see, it flickers like crazy. It's not as bad as midas. Midas is really problematic in terms of flickering. Now, in terms of options, I mean, midas has the option of model small or large. The large one still flickers, but it's a little bit better. Now, Depth Pro has no options. That's it. Like, you just get what you get. Now, Depth Anything is a bit different. Depth Anything, you do have some depth controls for far and near, and you have some options in terms there. Now, as I was showing you, Depth Anything is not part of Cattery, so that is here. I think I've put the link on the chat. I'll put the link on the chat again. So I'll put it on both chats there as well. So my laptop is starting to it's like starting to go crazy. So that's that note. So you find on all, there's like instructions of how to install it all there, so you can go through it and install it, and you can install it on Nuke, and you can just see how that goes as well. And in here that was by far the best result. So this is Depth Anything. It's the most stable of them all, as you can see. It has some pixelization problems, but it flickers a lot less. And then I tried deflickering it with furnace deflickering. Now this is going to take a while, but maybe I should cache it here as well. Well, we'll leave it in a second while we're waiting for that. I'll leave it in here, and I'm going to open the next thing that I wanted to show you. I'm rushing through these things because I need to go, but don't worry. All of this will continue. I'll continue talking more about this on subsequent streams, and expect this to happen on my course as well. So there'll be more stuff. You know, there'll be more streams and more nodes and also more classes about all of this. I just wanted to like give you a rough idea of everything here. So, okay, let me just while we're waiting for that to play back, I'm gonna take the opportunity to go through denoising here. So I have this here. So that's another shot. This is a shot from my short film. This is an incredibly noisy shot that we shot. This is this shot here. So this was the shot that we created. Well, I'm just gonna take away the f-stop. So there's like a monster here that will show up in a minute. And so he shows up. It's a CG shot. It's just like loading in a minute. I thought this was cached, but it isn't. I'm having some issues with caching. I'm not sure why. But yeah, so this was a shot from a short film I did years ago. This was 10 years ago, the Oak Lake short film. And so incredibly noisy, the plate, needed a lot of denoising. And at the time, and I never finished the short film, my friend. Connor, I never finished the short film. I filmed it 10 years. I filmed it in 2016, the first one, and then I filmed part 2 of it on 2017. Never finished it. Never had the budget or the time to actually finish it. Maybe someday I will finish it. Hope so. I really hope so. But yeah, so this was an incredibly dark shot and very noisy and incredibly. And at the time, we used the reduced noise. And so the reduced noise, usually it works really well. I'm not gonna take. I've pre-rendered all of this stuff, so I'm not gonna take the time to process it. But at least I can cache it as well. So let me just. I'm just waiting for it to cache. +1. So yeah, let's just give it a second. The other thing is almost done. The deep noise, the depth. Okay. So So yeah, so that was the denoise. I'm just gonna gamma up so we can f-stop a bit, and well, actually, gonna gamma up. So that's the original. This is the Blackmagic Cinema 4K camera, which is terrible, and so this is the denoised Neatvideo version, and so it did a good job. It blurred ever so slightly, but it did a good job with the noise reduction. Now, I went on over to the Foundry's Cattery, and I found that they had a denoising algorithm there. Because, of course, Neatvideo is not free. Neatvideo is £250. And so I went and tested this thing, the NAFnet. The NAFnet is something that supposedly denoises really well. And again, keep looking at the licensing, please. Look at the licensing, check all of that first. I don't want to be responsible for anyone telling me that they've used it and and that there was problems. So always talk with your company. Always check the licensing agreements. Always check if everything is cleared, and then you can use it. And so I used NAF. NAFnet doesn't really have any options except mixing and the linear call space. And this was the result I got. So I'm going to show you the result versus... So this is the result, and then this is denoise, and this is NAFnet. And so I have... Let's go to a noisy part. So that's the original. Going to gamma it up a little bit more. So that's the original noise that we have on the bushes. Then we had the denoise node, which still kept some of it. And then we have this node, which invented some detail. But as you can see... It actually did a better job than the denoise. Actually, it changed a little bit the image, and it blurred a little bit the image. But if I go to the sharpest thing, which is kind of these things here, you see it blurred it a little bit more. But it's more blurry. This model is more blurry than the Neatvideo, but the results are fascinating. Now, here's a caveat. It's really good, actually. It's really nice because that's the original and that's the denoised machine learning version. Again, like I said, with the thing that I used was this NAFnet. So that's basically it, the NAFnet. Now, here's a caveat. It's a really important caveat. The reduced noise, which is using all my graphic card, all my power, took about 5 minutes to render. So it took 5 minutes, okay? So really good, really powerful. Took 5 minutes on my laptop, took 5 minutes on my machine, 5 minutes all across. The NAFnet took an hour on my RTX 490. It took 3 hours on my Mac. So it is much better, but it's so much slower. So much slower. So it's incredibly slow. So if you have time, go for it. But it's incredibly slow. It's like, man, it takes forever. So you need to pre-render it. Someone was asking about the LEDs. Yes, the LEDs are for tracking because I had to put the CG character there. So we put a bunch of tracking markers because, see, that's how dark it was. It was really dark, and so we didn't have any tracking data for the shot. And so we put some LEDs. I have these little tiny LEDs. I think I talk about it on one of my videos. So yeah. So now let's have a look at also the result when moving. That's really important also to judge. So let's, I'm going to gamma this up and see if it produces any inconsistencies in terms of the movement and the actual sensor read, you know, because that's the problem with all these models and all these Cattery nodes. Sometimes they are very inconsistent between frames, but as you can see, it's quite consistent. Now let's look at the original, the denoised, and so that's the original, super noisy, as you can see. Yeah, so super noisy. Yeah, the as you can see, there are really little LED. I think I bought them here. I'll show you. VFX Store. I think it's still called VFX Store. Is it called VFX Store? I think so. Yeah, there it is. It's a beautiful website. I'm not sponsored by them, okay? Just letting you all know. But yeah, I bought them here. I use them all the time on set. I have like 400 of them or 300 of them or something. It's these things, you see? LED markers, it's these ones. That's what I bought. It's that. That's exactly what I bought. It's these little pins that have a little battery and then the LED and a little ring, and that's it, really. So they're really, really good. And they're not very expensive. You see, it's like £1 each. So I bought a box of 100. It can't be 95 cents. This is something wrong here. It's not updating this thing. I'll say if I had it to card, okay, choose color. Let's say red. Okay, £85 for 100. So it's roughly like £1 each or something. I think it's quite good. Yeah, so that's what I got, the lasers. It's this website, which is this website is my main thing, my main place to get VFX stuff. So they had consumables. They have the laser kit as well, which is really good. The sharpshooter laser kit is amazing as well. I've used it on set. I don't have it, but I've used it on set. This is really good as well. And of course I bought my balls here. Sorry to say that, but I bought my spheres here. So they have them all for sale. So the link is there. They're not sponsors, but I just wanted to share that with everyone. So I've dropped the link on the chat. So yeah, so that's the original one, and that's the denoised version, very stable as you can see. So I'm gonna just wait for it to play back. So you see, that's the original, really crappy sensor, Blackmagic sensor thing. The denoised version, which for some reason, yeah, so the denoised version, which is really good. And then the machine learning Cattery denoised, which, as you can see, it's a lot more interference on the sensor. So the interference is more closely with the original, and it has this kind of purple tint to it. So the denoised version is really good, and then the machine learning version is somehow a little bit tinted with a bit of pink. I'm not sure why. So be aware of that. So I really wanted to let you know that this is actually a really good process. Now that this is done, I can jump into, now that I've showed you this, I'm going to jump into Windows again. So that's how good with the furnace deflickering, you see? So I did the furnace deflickering, and you see how stable that is? That's actually usable now. It's a bit unstable sometimes, but it's much more usable now. I feel that I could use this. So try using furnace deflickering, or try deflickering with DaVinci. That could work as well. So yeah, so I wanted, yeah. Now, unfortunately, I still had 2 more things I wanted to show you, but I don't think we're going to have the time to go through. So the other thing, we'll do that the next time, okay? So I don't think I have, because I need to go. I need to unpack all of this stuff so that I can go to the presentation tomorrow, the Visual Effects Society. We've been on for 3 hours, so I'm sorry I can't really get much more than this. But again, like I said, all of this stuff is going to show up on my course, so you can always get it there. So I'm going to just jump into Windows to Mac here. I'm going to close my Windows, and what I wanted to show you is this. This is another thing I wanted to show you, which I'll show you next time, because it has more to do with the stuff I'm going to show you, which is 3D anyway. So this is my process of upscaling the Sniper Elite 5 cinematic that I directed with Rebellion. And so originally we basically rendered all shots in 2.5K. So all CG was done only in 2.5K, and I think I talked about this in the stream before. That was the fastest way for us to render, and then we had to deliver in 4K. And so we used machine learning to do that, and the way it was done was this way. So this is the process here with machine learning to try to scale it. And then I wanted to show you, I'll show this next time, but I have a manual scale setup here with just manually reformatting versus an upscaler from the Foundry, which is a machine learning upscaler. And then I also used Real Esmergan, which is also from Cattery. And then I used Techogan to try to compare, and then I used the manual CopyCat that I used. And so I did all of this, and I was going to show you today, but this is going to take about half an hour to show. So I'll do this next time. I'll do the Sniper Elite upscaling thing next time. And remember, the next Foundry stream is going to be on the 9th of December. Which we're going to focus our attention on 3D, the new 3D system. And so it has to do with this, because this is a CG shot. And last but not least, which also has to do with CG, is the retexturing thing. So that I again won't have time to show, but this is again something that does not exist on Cattery, and this has to do with, remember I showed you this, which was the DSINE for Nuke from Francisco. And Francisco has like this really nice video showcasing it. If you guys want to watch the video where he's showing this, I'll share it on the stream here as well. So if you guys want to check it out, it's there. And so this thing is really powerful as well. So I pre-rendered it. So this is just a quick test that I did with that Cattery node that doesn't exist there. It's not there. But basically, I used it. Doesn't work on Mac, so it won't work. So I picked up. It just crashes. So I'm not gonna do it on a Mac. I shouldn't have clicked it. Now it's gonna crash. Sorry. Oh man, I shouldn't have clicked on that. Why did I click on that? Should have opened it on Windows. Okay, no, it didn't crash. Okay. So I use this as my processing, and then I use the DSINE, and I got this. I got like a normal spas, very flickering, very all over the place. I mean, there's some settings that can be done. I believe there's like, it has the field of view, interactions, and thickness. I'm still kind of like going through it and seeing what else can be done here. But it's a starting point, you know, and then I deflickered it as well, which kind of helped a lot. But in reality, this is really powerful, because then if I shuffle this into normals and I use an HDR, I'm using a virtual reflection here. I could use it as a material or I can either use the re-reflect environment, which is a node from Nukepedia. I believe this node is from, it doesn't have a name. I can't remember who did that. I'll share it on the screen. So that was from, I think it's this one here. Or this one here. I think it's this one. Just give me a second. Just opening up the script here. Oh yeah, there we go. So these are the nodes. This is from Bastien Renaud, and so you guys can have a look. It's really powerful stuff that he has here. Have a look. They have a UV mask. I think it's all in Nukepedia, but it's a UV mask, a relighting node, and also an environmental reflection node as well, and a position UV matte. They're really good, and it gives me this kind of result. I can now, with that normal pass, use the relight node to actually pick up this and relight the character. And this works remarkably well. I was quite shocked on how good it looked. In terms of, it's a bit, I shouldn't have pressed the button. As you can see, it allows me to do some proper relighting, with some caveats, of course. It has some pixelization problems, which I'm still trying to sort out, because that has to do with the normals itself. So you see on some frames, it's quite unstable. In others, it's less unstable, because I think that's why the Foundry hasn't released it. It's because this has been trained with stills, and so it doesn't really work. It doesn't really work really well, but it could work enough if you need something. I mean, it's quite good. It's quite good. Look at it. And with this one here, then I can change the directional light. So, for example, if I go here, this can be done in CG as well on the 3D system. That's why I'm saying that I might do this later, because this looks to me like something that I could do with a relight setup using an actual light in the 3D system instead of using a 2D node. But yeah, as you can see, I can get some really powerful rim lights going with it. So yeah, so we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about it on the next stream. Like I said, it's going to be on the 9th of December. Yeah, so I'm sorry that I didn't really go through everything, but I need to go. I need to go because I need to pack all this stuff up to do the event tomorrow. So I do apologize that we didn't get to everything. And that's that event. It's this event that I'm going tomorrow. So it's a Visual Effects Society. It's a closed doors event. But I am going to record it. It will be on my YouTube channel later on in like about a month or something. There is some NDA stuff that will be shown there, so I'm going to have to cut the NDA stuff. but most of it will be there. Oh, thank you so much for saying that, Connor. Really appreciate that, Connor. Thank you so much. Don't forget, you can still get the Nuke Indie license. Don't forget that. So Nuke Indie license is still up for grabs. So I'll do that now while we're chatting. And while we're chatting as well, I'm going to also want to thank all my Patreons. So thank you so much to all my Patreons. I first want to thank my producer level Patreons: Adrian, Ben, Daniel, Fedor, Hiroshi, Kasuna, Perti, Peter, and this. Thank you so much for the really amazing support that you are giving me. Yes, Connor, it will be online for Visual Effects Society members, but it will also be an edit. So the full thing will be on the Visual Effects Society members, but an edited version without the NDA stuff will be on my YouTube channel. So everyone on the public will be able to watch most of it, but some stuff which is NDA will not be on the public version. So that's a shame, I know, but you know, it is what it is. And of course, I wanted to thank all my other Patreons. Thank you so much. I'm not going to name them all because it's like 70 of them. All my members and supporters and also my Patreons on Patreon and also on YouTube as well. Thank you so much for all of this. So I'll be tomorrow on that event. If you're there, come and say hello. I'll be presenting my own keynote about the future of AI and roto. And also, don't forget on Friday, if you want to join me, I'm going to be playing some games. So I'm going to be playing By Sweet Carol, which is an amazing game. I'm going to be also playing The Thing Remastered and also Silent Hill F. This is not going to be a full playthrough. I'm just going to play a little bit of the games. This is something I want to do every week. I want to give you some notes of what I'm playing and all those things. And yeah, while we're waiting for the giveaway, I'm going to leave you with my course. So my course are now available for 60% off until the end of the month. That's like Blackmagic Friday. Black Friday, not Blackmagic. And so, yeah, so let's do the giveaway. So how many people joined the giveaway? Let's have a look and see how many people join. I have, oh, wow, okay. We have 63 people that joined the giveaway. That's amazing. So I'm just going to like shut down this. I'm going to shut down my laptop here because it's screaming. It's really screaming. I'm also going to like lower the fans on my Mac Pro because I don't need to run it anymore. So, my God, 63 people. And I really wanted to thank everyone that was here today. We had a lot of people watching today, which is really good. I'm so happy. And I can't thank you enough for the support that everyone gives me every week here. But it was amazing. We had, let's see here, we had a total of 400 people watching on YouTube, and I had another 50 people on Twitch. So we had, 345 plus 50. We had 425 people watching today. My God, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that. I can't thank you enough. That is so cool. I'm speechless. Thank you so much for supporting me like this. Okay, so I'm gonna draw the winner, and then don't forget that there will be another giveaway for Nuke Indie on the next stream on the 9th of December. Okay, so who is the winner? Let's have a look. Who is the winner? Okay, so the winner will be given the license anyway, even if they're not here. That's the agreement I have. I don't want to really... because I only have one license to give, I can't keep posting and posting and posting. So I can only do it once. Nuke Indie goes to... sorry, I'm just going to remove their email because I don't want people to see the email. Okay. Need to get some sounds, don't I? Okay, so I think that's the name. Yeah, so that's the winner of the Nuke Indie. Hopefully they're here so I can say congratulations to them. Hopefully they're here. If they're not, it's not a big deal as well. I mean, it is what it is. Congratulations anyway, Nikolic Milan, for winning the Nuke Indie license, which is sponsored by the Foundry. Thank you so much for being here, and also congratulations for winning the license. I hope you're here. But if you're not here, it's not a problem. I only have one license to give, so I can't really keep running it. You're here? Okay, great. That's fantastic. Because when I'm doing my Nuke course, of course, I have infinite Nuke courses. I can just give them more. And so when someone is not here, and you guys don't know this, but a lot of people contact me later and say, oh, I was here, I was there, and you didn't give it to me. And so I end up giving them anyway. So a lot of times people are not here, and then they contact me, and I end up giving them the course. But I can't do that here because this is not mine. It's from the Foundry. So, but anyway, thank you so much. And congratulations, Milan, for winning the Nuke Indie. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Look at that. We're done. And again, so sorry for not doing the whole thing as I was supposed to do. Thank you so much for being here. Join me next Friday for the gaming stream. I'll be playing some games on Friday. If you're tomorrow there at the Visual Effects Society event, come and say hello. And we'll be back with some more showroom reviews next week. And we will also be back on the 9th of December with a brand new stream, which will be all about the 3D system in Nuke 17 beta. So go through that. And if you're my student, contact me. I'm still developing the CopyCat classes. I can help you if you want. If you're my student, you can contact me. That's it. So thank you so much for being here. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much, Foundry, for supporting the channel. Thank you so much. I have my supporting jersey here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything. And yeah, I am, I'm sad that I didn't manage to do everything I was supposed to do, but, I try my best, man. I try my best, my friends. So have a great time. I'll see you all later. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It was amazing to spend these 3 hours with you. Thank you so much. I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.